Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Victory Fuel Cup Series presented by Full Throttle Television. My name is Brady Hanna. Beside me in the booth tonight, as always, the lovely and talented Tony Solari is going to join me in the booth here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, sunny Homestead-Miami, and it's great to be down here. A lot of great weather we're having here, a lot of sunny weather. We're going to have a great race here tonight. And Homestead, multiple grooves, great track. Everybody loves coming here, Tony, and it proves to put on a good show every time we come here.
Yeah, I'm still kind of trying to wrap my arms around the lovely comment, but yeah, Miami, not in California like I said last week, but yeah, the tip of Florida. I've been there actually a few times, never to the racetrack, but yeah, it's a nice sunny, fun day today, and I kind of like this track though too. I'm not exactly overly excited about the grip we had on Wednesday, but yeah, it is a pretty fun track with the multi-groove and all that.
It is a fun track because you can move around. You do have options here, and all these guys are going to be looking for grip as we see the 33 go around. As we're talking about it, the grip level here is variable depending if you're on the top or the bottom. Not much grip on the very bottom of the track, Tony. The first lane down at the bottom seems to be really slick, and you can see some guys ripping the top as well. Drivers love options and options to pass, and you've got plenty of options here. You can get a really good run off the top. I think we're going to see a pretty good race here tonight.
Yeah, with the multi-groove and the kind of the intricacies of, keeping the car straight on the track and, guys trying to find their proper line to, make enough speed as they can. It's going to make things a little bit interesting for everybody. And, yeah, it's going to be really exciting to watch.
This track has
Yeah, they always put on a good show, these guys.
They do, and this track is very unique too, as far as its shape, as far as what's on the track on the circuit. Now with NASCAR, this is the only track that is the I guess symmetrical oval, even though it's not really symmetrical, but it's oval shaped, no dog legs on the front stretch or anything. It's a straight shot down the front, down the back. We're looking at the track description. It's really unique in that style, kind of like the old Atlanta, and we kind of miss the old Atlanta too.
I've always kind of thought of it as kind of the like a larger Dover, especially too when this track had a lot of banking in it, and it just was quite a bit of fun. Just a fun track, and yeah, the symmetry on both sides or both ends of the racetrack do kind of help your mindset. Although you can kind of get lost to where you're at, if you're not. I mean, grandstand on the front straight, and you got palm trees on the back straight, but it's not as confusing as say like a Dover or Bristol. But yeah, it's fun and unique, like you say.
Well, last week we saw Richie Coy bring home the win at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Nathan Biggert wasn't with us. And Nathan is back here trying to claw his way into the playoffs. I say claw, but he's actually in pretty good shape. We'll look at the playoff standings right now as we come into Homestead-Miami Speedway. Richie Coy locked in. Nathan Biggert up 2. He's actually leading the points right now. And you got Daniel Simmons and Ben Tracy above the cut line. However, Ben Tracy and Jeff Chandler are actually tied on the cut line. Really close racing. We got 2 races left before the final race, and so these guys are going to try to assert their dominance here and try to get themselves into the playoffs.
Well, and this is going to be kind of a race for some of these guys. They're going to want to do it this week opposed to trying to do it next week, because we got the tiny beast known as Martinsville, and you never know what can happen. You could get caught up pretty early. It's just such a tight little fun little track. I mean, I love the place, but it's definitely not a great points race where you got to kind of point your way in on that race. But a lot of these guys, I can see them trying to make some moves and at least get it done, get their seed planted this time around.
Yeah, Martinsville's not a track you want to go into trying to make something happen. It is kind of a wild card race. You got James Wallace, Joshua Johnson, a couple of boomerang guys down there, and Lane Allen trying to fight his way into the playoffs as well. Those guys are looking to make some serious moves this week, so they don't have to worry about next week. And we look over at the season points. Nathan Biggert still leading the points by 21 over Richie Coy over there. You see the standings there through the 20th place. And, again, Nathan Biggert missing a race, but didn't miss a beat as far as points go.
No, we talked about this last couple of weeks now too. I mean, he's had such an extended lead, and he's pretty much locked in without actually officially being locked in. But Yeah, I don't think Nathan really has much to worry about tonight.
And just looking at the schedule, the races remaining: Homestead tonight. We were talking about Martinsville next week, and Phoenix, the championship race. That is it, Tony. That's all these drivers have left to work with. So tonight being the last mile and a half ish track, and then you got a short track, and then Phoenix, which is unique in its own right. And so they're going to try to make it happen tonight. You've got to make points tonight so you go into next week comfortable. And these guys are starting to do their qualifying laps. We see Nathan Biggert out there in the 01, second on speed chart, on the speed chart in practice, looking to do one better here in qualifying.
And Jeff Chandler just climbed the board on top of that list right now. And looking at chat, Doyle's out there. Hey, Doyle, cheering on Jeff, obviously.
TJ Bartell jumps to the top of the board. Good run for TJ Bartell. Really strong first lap. And now Ben Tracy's going to jump up there as well. So everybody getting their lap in. We're watching Nathan Biggert cross the line. He goes P3 on the board. So Ben Tracy putting up a strong lap early on.
Yeah, and it's, sometimes we always talk about the money lap, is it the first lap out or the second lap out? And most of the time it generally trends to be the very first lap. But some of these tracks, you might, you needed that extra lap to get a little bit more heat in the tires to kind of make that second run. And apparently Nathan didn't have enough to grab the pole out of that. And yeah, Ben Tracy's opening lap, I believe, I don't think he's got one more, does he?
I think it's going to do it. Actually, I just had iRacing do some funny stuff to me there, so everybody disappeared. But Nathan did complete that lap. Goes P2 on the board. We'll see if anybody shows up here.
There's still a lot of guys out there who hasn't taken time as far as my board. We got Colton Gum, Richie Coy, Ryan Hedrick, James Wallace, Wayne Grassi, James Torrey, Jamie Knopp, Gordon Fraley, and Brian Dublé still have yet to take time.
Yeah, we're watching Coy come around to complete his first laps, goes P7 on the board. Talking to Richie, he was one of the guys, he said he did not like running that high lane, but the high lane's kind of where you wanted to be as far as making speed. So it's going to be a tough one for him.
Yeah, Wednesday night in our truck race, the high line, middle of the high line, it seemed to be the way to go, or at least the place to be. And he's going to have to kind of do what he did last week, towards the end of that race and kind of start taking up that upper lane. If nothing else, just to protect it. But, it's going to be the faster way around here.
First lap, he's going to go P3. Him and Gordon Fraley, the only one on board on the track right now. Looking at Gordon Fraley in the 90 car, he was extremely fast last week for about 10 laps. And then the tires fell off. It's one thing, he was really quick, and talking to him after the race, he said he just wanted to be fast. He just hated the tire wear, which I can completely relate with. And so he was able to drive his way to the front, but unfortunately tires did not hang on.
Yeah, and this place, the tire wear is actually worse than Vegas, so he's going to have to maybe minimize that and just kind of take it easy around here if he wants to get a good finish. Although being a new guy, really not being in a points hunt, he's just kind of out here having some fun and learning the drivers and letting the drivers learn him as well. So clean race though from last week as well for being a new guy. So kudos to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you talked about this track being tough on tires. That's going to be a storyline to watch tonight, is tire wear, saving your tires, managing tire wear, and being fast on a long run. We got to run. It's 167 laps out there tonight. It's what they're going to be running to, but we got a stage at lap 40 that's going to be coming up. So they're going to be racing to lap 40 to start with. And we talked about the playoff points and the points in general. These playoff, the stage points are going to be really important here.
Well, yeah, stage points. But, the elephant in the room, too, is we've got 62 laps they can go on a tank of fuel. We've got a stage lap, like you said, 40. If you do the math, that leaves you with 127 laps minus the stage. There's going to be a couple of, yellow flag drives after the caution, or, laps being put down after the caution. So it's going to really put these guys, is where I'm getting at. It's going to put these guys down to a fuel mileage race. If everything stays green, and if we don't get, if we only have the stage caution, the last two runs of this night are going to be very much a fuel mileage race. And with the tire wear, we might see some guys, maybe try to do the 2-tire stop opposed to a 1-tire stop. Over 127 laps, you might want to take that 2-tire option or 2-stop option.
Well, to finish first, you must first finish. Before we finish, though, we've got to do our starting lineup here on Full Throttle Sim Racing, the Victory Fuel Cup Series. And we'll start with our lineup here at Homestead. If my program would cooperate.
Well, I can get her started. I'm good. We got in pole position, Ben Tracy, number 33. On his outside, we've got Nathan Biggert in the 01. Starting third, Richie Coy in the 19. Starting fourth, Brandon Fetterplace in the 34. Then TJ Bartell in the number 20, starting fifth. And then you've got Jeff Chandler in the 31, starting sixth. Daniel Simmons in the 06, starting seventh. Joshua Johnson starting eighth in the 57. Sherwood Williford starting ninth in the fifth in car number 5. And then 10th place is Lane Allen in the car number 14.
Starting 11th is going to be the 42 of Kyle Milliken. Starting 12th is going to be the 67 of James Wallace. Starting 13th is going to be the 48 of Jamie Knopf. To his outside is going to be Wayne Grossi in the number 7. Brian Dublé is starting 15th in the number 37 Chevrolet. To his outside is going to be teammate Ryan Hedrick in the 47. Starting 17th is going to be the 6 of James Torrey. 18th is going to be Colton Gum. And Gordon Fraley, who I don't think made the grid, is going to be your 19th and final starter here at Homestead.
Oh, so he opted to start from the pits tonight, huh?
Interesting strategy. We're coming through 3 and 4, though, and we're going to get the green flag here. Ben Tracy on the pole yet again. He's been really quick this season. Got his first win at Talladega earlier this season. Looking for 2 this season. And then Nathan Biggert on his outside. We're going to be going green flag. Pace cars off. We're getting ready for green. They're in the restart zone. And green flag's out, and we are underway.
Yeah, and Ben Tracy looked, he looked really great at Talladega. I kind of had him pegged for a win last week. Richie took that away from him, but he's still been running good. A lot of his teammates run really well as well. So just another mile and a half for. I'm kind of expecting to see Ben do pretty well tonight. Although we got some good hitters up there.
Yeah, we got some strong cars out there tonight. 33 of Tracy leads into turn 3. Nathan Biggert in second. Brandon Fetterplace starting to put some pressure. You got Chevy, Ford, Toyota in the top 3.
Yeah, I'm looking a little behind. We had a little bit of 3-wide action. Everybody just kind of getting scattered out and spread out, and finding their home right now.
Yeah, everybody right around the bottom right now. But you're going to see that change. You see one car up high. I believe that's the 31 of Chandler. You got Joshua Johnson back there as well. TJ Bartell, Daniel Simmons, all kind of middle of the pack there, as you see side by side with the 20 and the 57.
Yeah, and Josh Johnson, I don't know if he got stuck out there or if he just likes it on the outside. I mean, early on, I don't know if it's really good for tire wear. I know sometimes the outside line will increase your tire wear a bit. It is kind of a safer place to go, though, too, if you just kind of want to ride around, let some of these guys get behind you. But he needs the stage points, so I'm surprised he's not trying to make a little tear to get up there.
Come off turn 2 side by side. Him and the 20 of TJ Bartell side by side. Joshua is one of those guys. He's got to make some impressions tonight. Needs to make up some points for sure. Maybe even grab a win and sneak into the round of 4. And right now, riding that wall through 3 and 4, he's going to take that position from the 20.
Yeah, and that's it's a dangerous place to be up there on this wall, especially too. I haven't actually been able to take a lap out here. And I'm watching his teammate kind of go high up in the wall now, too. So it might be a boomerang strategy or a setup that they got going on that makes the outside work a little better. But, I'm not really sure what these cars will do out there. So I know the trucks there are slippery, and it was loose and tight, and we were experiencing a whole kind of stuff going on.
Well, you mentioned the tire wear, and we've experienced that before where the tires wear a little bit more on the outside. And your car can actually get a little too loose late in the run because you're burning the right rear up a little bit. He's got to be really careful with that, but eventually that is probably where everybody will want to run, is up towards the high side, and that's going to be tricky for some guys.
Yeah, and I'm kind of looking back at the Gordon Fraley. Yeah, he did start from the pit. He's about 7 seconds off the lead, the main pack right now, so I don't know if he's going to go a lap down in 40 laps, but it's possible. There is a bit of a draft here for some of these guys they got to contend with.
Nathan Biggert looking to the inside. 33 of Ben Tracy comes down to cover. A little bit of an earlier entry and exit for the 01 of Biggert compared to Tracy. So a little bit different lines there. Just early on this race, lap 6 complete.
Yeah, you can see the kind of speed he's kind of gaining an entry, and it almost looks like he's got to back off a little bit just because he doesn't want to get into Ben. But I'd assume Nathan's kind of saving stuff. I assume even Ben's probably saving some stuff to a certain point. We say it week in and week out, but that's kind of the key around here. You got to save as much as you can, but you still kind of want to drive off. You still want to kind of stay up there for the stage points.
Now he's going to look low on exit. Not there yet. But I got to imagine he's kind of pacing himself here as well. As you hear the shift down the backstretch, one thing the guys are saying too is the shifting here. Honestly, a lot of them are saying it's kind of annoying. I'd rather just keep it in one gear and rip around the track. But that is not what we've got tonight. There's a need to shift. As a matter of fact, he didn't shift on the front stretch. It didn't sound like there, Tony.
Well, I can almost wonder, where are they usually going to? Fourth, third to fourth, or fourth to fifth? I haven't really paid attention to any of them, but you would almost think they're going to need that taller gear if they could stay in fifth for most of it, especially on the later run to kind of save a little gas. Because I have a feeling we're going to stay green, and it's going to be a fuel mileage down to the end of this. It's going to be tight for a lot of these guys.
Could very well be, depending on where the caution, the stage comes out, all that good stuff. Depending on the cautions and all. You see the 33 move down yet again to cover that spot off of the 01 of Biggert. He's not wanting to give this lead up, and for good reason. I mean, we talked about how much, too, that clean air matters here.
Yeah, we hear time and time again that, the clean air keeps a little downforce on the front of the car, kind of helps that drive out and this and that. And so some of these guys, they don't want to give it up as much as possible.
These two kind of pulling away a little bit from the 34. That Liquid Death Toyota, the 34 of Brandon Fetterplay, is currently running in third spot. And as I say, that looks like Nathan Biggert's decided to go to the top now.
Yeah, he's ready to start making a move. He got a little loose up there, too.
That was close off the corner. Now the 01's going to get a run down the inside. And he's going to pull it off into turn 3.
Gives him enough room, and Ben, tucks right in behind him. But yeah, you can see all that run that Nathan got, running that outside lane for that one corner, basically. It was just enough momentum to kind of get to his inside on the front straight, and he was able to make that pass no problem.
You see the 33 starting to come back at him now. He's going to try to hang with him here.
Well, Ben's got some draft now behind him too, so he can kind of see what he needs to do to pace with Nathan as well. And I'm going to give a shout out right now to Josh Johnson and TJ Bartel. They've been running this race. They're still side by side, 11 laps in. Nobody. Yeah. I mean, Josh does pretty well on the straightaways, but then TJ kind of gets them on the corner. So I'm going to say they've been basically side by side the whole run so far.
Turn 2 is still side by side. TJ's going to stay to the inside. Now he ducks in behind the 57. Yeah, and they've been running. And honestly, if you're in either one of these cars, you're okay with this. Because the 57 seems to be running where he wants to run. The 20 is running where he wants to run. As long as space is given between the two cars, you're fine with that because you're actually getting clean air in the center, through the corner. So you're getting there, off the corner, it can be a little tricky, but through the corner, it works fine for both.
Yeah. I mean, they've been both making it work based on the lines they want to run, and it's just kind of fun to see that nobody really kind of wants to give it up, or you'd even expect maybe TJ to just kind of get behind him just to get maybe even a better run over the on entry and exit, just to have nobody on your outside.
Well, I know TJ's one to give plenty of room when he's racing. You race with TJ, he gives you plenty of room to race and everything too. So those guys being really respectful of each other right now, giving each other plenty of racing room. And I'm sure when it gets time to go, though, that things are going to have to sort themselves out here.
Well, the other story unfolding from that is you've got Daniel Simmons and Jamie Knopp right behind him.
Daniel working the middle of the track too.
Right.
So this is about to get really interesting.
And they both kind of are like, all right, you two, let's go, because we want to get by you, and you're not making it real easy. We're going to make it 3 wide.
He's looking middle. So 3 different lines being run there with Daniel Simmons in the middle. Not yet able to make any room or any inroads there.
And unfortunately, this is kind of the best action on the track so far.
Jump up front, look. Yeah, Nathan Biggert's still leading. Ben Tracy's still hanging with him. Everybody just kind of biding their time here, and I'm sure managing their tires. That's kind of the name of the game here.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if Joshua Johnson maybe clipped the wall a little bit, but Daniel Simmons was able to get by him, and TJ Bartel has cleared him easily now.
Let's see if we can get back and see what happens. Going into turn 3.
Yeah, he did. He peppered the wall a little bit. Not too bad. Just
up
to scrub
the track,
some speed off.
Just a little bit on exit of 4 there, just enough to scrub speed off. And you're right. The 3 of them go by. The 20, the 06, the 48 all get by the 57. No harm, no foul, though. I don't think that'll hurt the car.
No. Usually a little pepper job like that doesn't really hurt too much. Although it could. You have too many of them. The third or fourth one, it's not very good.
See, we got a couple guys starting to run up on this pack as well. Just looking around the track, seeing what's going on. We've got Colton Gum, James Torrey back there at the back. Colton trying to work his way through.
Yeah, everybody's somewhat single filed out. Not too much action really going on. Ryan Hendricks looks very loose as I'm scrolling all the way back to him. So he's probably struggling a little bit. Gordon is still about 7 seconds back from the leader, so he hasn't really made any gains on that lead pack. So he's just hoping he can still stay out there long enough where he doesn't go a lap down.
You got Brandon Fetterplace for third. He's under attack from the 19th Coy, as Coy's going to look to the inside here, coming off turn 4. Looks like Fetterplace might be struggling with a little bit of a loose car. And the 19's going to look on the inside here and try to make this pass.
Looked like the 19 and him almost had a little bit of contact there. I don't know if there's a little fender rub, but yeah, Richie was able to get that job done. Kind of gives him the old slide job.
I was waiting for you to say fender rub or something.
Let's see what Richie's got for Ben Tracy now. Because it seems like, it's go time for Richie. He's got, 18 laps in, about halfway to the stage. We talk about this every week, too. When is the time to go? When do you feel like, okay, I've saved enough tire now to where, I can start making a drive forward?
I was going to say, it looks like Richie did push the go button and said it's time to go. So he went by the 34 Fetterplace. He's going to try to get by Tracy quickly because, surprise, surprise, the 01's starting to disappear out the front window.
Yeah, he's 0.8 right now from what I'm seeing on the clock, and it's growing. Yeah, I'm just cycling through some of the rest of the field though, and nothing really too exciting happening.
Everybody's still right on the bottom of 2, it looks like, for the most part. There's some guys up top, but most of them are at the bottom, right on board with the 19 Victory Fuel Ford of Richie Coy. He's right around the bottom. You see the 33 starting to flirt with the top side. He sees the 19 coming, and boy, the 19's starting to make up some ground on the bottom there too. Even though you can tell right along that he's still struggling with a little bit of a loose race car. Yeah.
Well, when you're that low too, it's tough to kind of get that bite off. But even in the middle of the corner too, you can see that the ass waggling a little bit, and he's still driving it though, because he's making some gains on Ben Tracy. Fortunately, Nathan's kind of just getting away right now, and kind of looking back for Jamie Knopp and Daniel Simmons both cleared TJ Bartel. If that wasn't apparent earlier, but we say they were coming, and they definitely needed to get by him, and they both did eventually.
Right on board with the 33. 19 on the inside, trying to make that pass going into turn 3. Ben Tracy's going to take the high side. And I tell you, running this track too, it is tough to make the high side work in 3 and 4 because there's a little bit of a weird angle in like the 1/3 part of the track up on the high side where if you're not careful, it'll throw you in the wall.
Yeah, I can say I've caught myself there once or twice before, but yeah, you're right. It is. It's not very easy, but same could be said on the low line too. Sometimes, especially as low as Rishi's running, and it's pretty impressive watching him just even making that pass. He has such a great run on the inside, opposed to Ben Tracy on the outside, which you would think too would have just more momentum. And it didn't look like Ben really flubbed up or anything. It just Richie either just has a little bit more tire or just a little bit better car control on the inside line.
Here comes Brandon Fetterplace running that high line. Going to throw it into turn 1, try to get by the 33 of Ben Tracy. He's to his outside. Ben's going to have to give him room off the corner, and he's going to catapult off the corner, use that high side to pass the 33. So Brandon Fetterplace up to 3rd, and your pole setter Ben Tracy back to 4th.
Wow, and that was just like what I was saying. Richie got it done on the inside. Brandon Fetterplace was able to get it done on the outside. So it almost makes me wonder that Ben's tires are probably roached up right now, and he's having a hard time just keeping that thing on the track because it almost looks like Jeff Chandler's, getting ready to pass him now as well.
Yeah, I was just switched to the 31 of Chandler and the Toyota there. Jeff's starting to make some inroads on the 33 of Tracy, and he's one of our playoff guys looking to win here and lock himself into the final 4 at Phoenix.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it is him and Ben Tracy right now that are in a tie, right?
I believe that's right, yes.
So I mean, even right now with stage points, I mean, Jeff kind of needs to get by Ben.
He does, but he also needs to pace himself because this race is not, it's a long race, and this is the second of 3 races in this round 2. So it's not you're not in a dire situation now, but you would love to get a little bit of a gap on the guy you're racing for that cutoff position.
Well, if nothing else, to gain on, the 3rd place position as well. So, just a little bit more you could tighten up to put yourself in a safe spot. I'm kind of going back. Josh Johnson looks like he is struggling right now. He's kind of under fire by his own teammates. He did get passed by Lane Allen, and he's just kind of struggling on the top side. Still hasn't left the top side either, but just having a hard time out there.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there. The 67 looking on the inside. While this is going on, we saw there was an issue with the 42 Kyle Milliken. Something happened there, and he had an issue. We'll look at that in a minute. Once this race here kind of comes down, lap 29, racing to lap 40 for the stage break. The 57's close to the wall there.
Yeah, and that's kind of the biggest car pileup right now. You got 4 cars within, under a blanket right now, and Josh is really kind of struggling. He is dying for this caution. It looks just really loose, and I wonder if that outside line strategy is really just kind of killing the tire on that car.
You got 4 of them, and 3 of them are boomerang cars. And you got Sherwood Williford in the 3 right there, in the 5 right there, on the bottom lane trying to go by these 2 cars. Yeah, the 57, man, he's struggling right now. You can tell he's loose. And, man, he's keeping it out of the wall, though. Now the 37 right on the back of the 5 is Sherwood Williford.
Ooh, that was a little sketchy.
Yeah, I thought it could have got a little ugly there, but they held on to it.
Going back to the leader, Rishi Coy doesn't seem like he's really gaining too much on Nathan Biggert right now. Nathan Biggert's got a 1.3 second lead. Brandon Fetterplace is toting along behind Richie right now. But
let's go back and look and see if we can see what happened to Kyle Milliken here. Let's see if we can go a lap before that and see what happened. He's all by himself.
Definitely had a smoking engine when he went into this pit, so I assume his night is over.
Yeah, Ryan. Well, Ryan had an issue coming off turn 4. It got loose, and then it turned right into the wall, and I'm sure it did a lot of damage to the car there. So his day was done at that point.
Yeah, he almost looked like, too, he couldn't get the car to go left at all. So I wonder if he had a right front damage. He kept peppering the wall after the accident. Either that or he's trying to give himself a meatball, which is
I mean, if he's hungry,
understandable too.
If he's hungry and needs a meatball, So right now you got the Ford of Biggert and the 01 out front, the 19 of Corey running second. Brandon Feder placing that Toyota running third in the 34. And then you got another Toyota, the 31 of Jeff Chandler running in fourth.
Yeah, and Jeff seems to be making a little bit of gain on Brandon, but I don't know if he's got enough time to actually get anything done, though, before the stage is over. But he is making a little gains on him.
Yeah, these three are kind of in the same ballpark as far as on the track right now, making speed. You see Chandler right there. And Doyle said that Jeff kind of, and we know this, so it's no shock to us, but he says that Jeff works on the long run sets. So he's hoping to have a little bit longer, better long run setup, and I guess we'll see. We've only got 6 laps to the stage break, though, so we'll have to reset after that and see what he's got after that. So right now, second, third, and fourth kind of run the same lap, although Jeff's starting to make a little ground on the 34.
Yeah, I've been watching that, and yeah, he's slowly catching. Like I say, I don't think he's gonna have enough time to make it there. And then just behind them, though, too, we got all Team Tracy. We got Daniel, Jamie, and Ben running 5, 6, 7. TJ Bartell, Lane Allen, and James Wallace are your top 10 right now. And so those are potential stage point victors at the moment.
A lot of playoff drivers in there for sure. Brandon Feder plays with late joined the league, so he's not in the playoffs, but he's been up there week in, week out. Was a challenger last week at Las Vegas, looking good this week as well. Just trying to hang on there between Richie Coy and Jeff Chandler.
Well, if you remember too, well, actually you don't remember because you weren't there that day, but Kansas race, first race debut, wins it. Kind of a fuel mileage, long run strategy, and it worked out good for him. And yeah, he's been showing really good speed. I'm sure next year when new seasons starts and new points are all being administered, he's going to be he's definitely a force.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a contender because he's very consistent, very solid, runs up front every week. And you're right, to come in and win your first race, I mean, I think he was as shocked as we were, but he's definitely put himself in position to win pretty much every race every week. So good to see some strong competition up front for sure.
Yeah, and very clean too, no drama, which we'd love to see. But unfortunately, he's going to have a little drama as a Silver Surfer on his back door. I don't know if Jeff's got 3 laps though to make that happen to get that third points position.
Yeah, you got Brandon. Well, you saw those guys. Richie Coy and Brandon Feder placed both run the Highline through 1 and 2. Jeff decided to run the bottom, and he run right up on the back bumper of the 34, but he couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, he's definitely getting a little bit better run though right now. I mean, you can see that inside line. I mean, you're not getting the momentum on the outside line, but I don't know if he needs it. He's almost able to stay right with him, and he's gaining a little bit. Again, I don't think he's got enough, but Richie's definitely slowed down as well, and Nathan Bigger's almost got a 2-second lead.
I really think these guys are trying to learn for the next run. As a matter of fact, I don't know. The 34 is starting to make inroads on the 19. So it's interesting. We're getting around right here at the lap 40 mark, and things are starting to change. It's something we're going to have to watch in this next run because they're going to be going longer than this on the next 2 runs if it stays green. So this is a good learning experience, good opportunity to learn for these drivers. And it's good for us to see kind of how things change right here around lap 39, 34, or 38 to 40.
Yeah. And yeah, they're going to end up having to do probably another 20 more laps after this. So it's gonna be a lot more saving. And again, there's potential to have a little bit of fuel mileage in play as well.
I think some of these guys, maybe the 34 is learning, but the 31 sees that extra stage point in front of him, at least one, and he's trying everything he can to try to get around this 34.
Well, yeah,
he's got to run.
You don't have to save right now. Go after it. Go get it.
They're coming to the stage break, so this is an extra stage point. And we'll see if he can wrap the bottom there. He gets a good run off the corner. Looks like he's actually got it. So he's going to take this stage point away from the 34. Jeff Chandler's going to finish in third for the stage. That could be huge at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was a great pass on the inside. He definitely had a lot more. He just had a lot more tire at the end. A lot, that long run setup, the long run practice is where you got to be, especially around here with FTSR, because these guys, we run long. We don't have many cautions, except for our stage that's right now.
We talked about Ben Tracy and Jeff Chandler being tied for that playoff bubble. That could be huge for the 31.
Well, unfortunately, yeah, Ben, our pole setter, kind of lost a lot of spots. He only finished 9th there. So TJ Bartal and Lane Allen, a little bit ago, he was kind of with his teammates Daniel and Jamie, and something must have happened, and just the tires got the best of him, and he finished 9th. So not as good a night as he wanted, but yeah, Jeff did everything Jeff needed to do right now.
Yeah, so these guys going to catch the pace car here. They're going to come down for pit stops and kind of see where their tires are, and we'll go from there and see how far these guys have to go on these next 2 runs if it stays green.
Well, I can tell you right now, we got a few guys that are going to be probably making some major stabs of adjustments for this for the track right now. We saw Josh Johnson get pretty loose. Richie was a little loose, so a couple of these guys are going to come in, make a couple of little tweaks. Obviously, everybody's getting a full tank of gas and tires, so that's the gimme.
Everybody's coming down pit road for those tires and fuel. Make sure not to hit the pit road. We saw somebody do that. The end of the pit road, I guess. The end of the pit wall.
And don't miss your stop though either. That's another big thing.
Ooh, the 33 comes in there hot. I think he's going to have to back up a little bit.
Now I wonder too if that tire. Is his tire that bad where he just had to go?
Nah,
Jeff Chandler gets out in front of Richie Coy.
He did. Jeff Chandler beats Richie Coy off pit road. So Jeff will take the second spot from the 19 of Coy. Brandon Fetter placed 3rd. Daniel Simmons and Jamie Knopf. Daniel started in 7th, currently running 5th. Jamie started
13th.
Yeah, so he's up quite a few positions. Look, he's up 6 spots.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, he's kind of showing as the hard charger right now. So yeah, that's going to be it's pretty good opening round for these guys. And then Jeff Chandler now, he's starting 2nd. He'll probably have the outside line. I'm assuming Nathan's going to take the inside. But we've seen Jeff in the front of the pack a few times, and sometimes he just even though he's got that long run setup, is he going to be able to minimize the opening round to kind of save enough to be there at the end?
It's
sometimes when you get out in front, it makes you want to go faster.
It's such a hard thing. It's especially as drivers, fans of the sport, or drivers in real life, or anything. You want to get out front. And you want to go as fast as you can. That's kind of always been the name of the game. Is you want to get out there and you want to run fast. I want to go fast. Isn't that what Ricky Bobby said?
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, in iRacing, tires are king, and so you've got to take care of those precious marshmallow tires on the car. And you gotta baby them and make sure you have something to race with at the end. Unfortunately,
yeah. And there's a different formula for just about every track every week we go to, and some of these guys know it, and some of these guys still struggle with it. Some of these guys still haven't quite found it, and everybody. Some guys are always going to know that little thing that you got to do differently than everybody else to save a little bit more tire and still go fast. And it's kind of a fine balance, and it kind of mucks up the whole racing in itself because, yeah, you just want to go. You just want to go fast.
You just want to go race people.
Right. You don't want to have to worry about, tires. I mean, yeah, of course, tires should have a little bit of fall off, but it shouldn't be the number one thing that dictates, your race. So, it's a fine line here out in iRacing.
I got a 6 of James Torrey coming back to pit road, maybe to top off here on fuel. You said fuel might be an issue. He's going to come get some fuel. And, looks like it's just a top off. He's going to roll back out and rejoin the pack as we get the 1 to go here at Homestead-Miami, the Victory Fuel Cup Series here at Full Throttle Sim Racing, right here on Full Throttle TV. Happy to have Victory Fuel on board. Just a reminder, go to drinkvictory.com. Use code FTSR for 10% off your order. Check out their products, man. They've got some great stuff going on. I love the products. They're refreshing. They're hydrating, the good stuff. So check out victoryfuel.com for sure. Drinkvictory.com. Did I say victoryfuel.com? Drinkvictory.com. Use that code FTSR for 10% off your order. Man, if I could get through that, that'd be nice.
Well, I got the old calculator. I got the old abacus out, and I'm trying to figure out the fuel mileage. We were told 62 laps. They got 121 laps, and they are getting ready to go green.
Green flag's out. We're underway here. Nathan Biggert gets a good jump over the 31 of Chandler, the 19 of Corey. They're going to be side by side for second spot as we head into turn one.
Nathan got a great launch going out, and he's almost got it almost looks like a half a second lead at this point.
Off turn two, they all spread out. They're all going to come together down the straightaway, getting that draft down the backstretch into turn three. Still a battle for second as the 19 Corey is going to give that spot up to the 31 of Jeff Chandler.
Which is definitely probably something that, you definitely want to save around here. Now, Nathan's probably just going to drive away and then save maybe a little later. But, you got Richie, and we were just talking about Richie and Jeff and, how you want to save being up front like that, too. So it's probably a smart play. Just let, single file out, save what you can save. The long race to go still. We got a spinner.
I don't think he went around, but that's the 6 of James Torrey. He does hang on to it. Got really loose off turn two, but hangs on to it, keeps it going in the right direction. We stay green.
Yeah, I saw him spinning, cold tires coming out. I know the opening lap, at least in the trucks, were a little sketchy. So, the cold tires will bite you out here.
You got the Richie Coy machine, the number 19, Brandon Fetter placing the 34. Oh, and we got somebody bouncing off the wall back there. That's Gordon Fraley in the 90. Hits the wall pretty good. Comes off the corner, keeps it straight, though, and it's going to continue on. That's two laps in a row we had issues off turn two.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I almost wonder, too, he's just not used to driving in traffic. He drove the opening 40 laps out there kind of on his own island, and, now he comes back in with the pack, and, probably just wasn't anticipating, some of the aero wash on it.
We got a lead change. The 31 of Jeff Chandler goes to the point. He was able to make the pass going into turn one. Now he's going to take over the lead over the 01 of Nathan Biggert and Richie Coy in third.
Well, it's a good extra point for Jeff. Definitely something he needs. And you almost wonder, maybe Nathan said, go ahead, lead a lap or two and get your point if you want.
Go lead a lap. I'll see you later. Nathan Biggert backing up to the 19 of Coy, who's backed his whole pack up. The 19 of Coy, the 34 of Fetter Place, Daniel Simmons right there, the 48 of Jamie Knopf. Boy, it gets tight off turn two.
Well, as I'm watching Jeff, too, kind of taking a nice lead over, he definitely has a half a second lead over second place, his teammate. I don't know if I'd want to get out that far. With the amount of laps we got to go and the amount of tire you need to save, it's probably not a good idea to be, really hot shoeing it out there this early in the run.
Well, speaking of hot shoes, the 48 of Jamie Knopf has shown up. He's now up to third spot, going for second on the outside of the 01 of Biggert. I got a feeling he said, screw the tire saving. I'm going out here. I'm going to try to get to the front.
Yeah, he definitely, he's not in our points battle anymore. So he could kind of gamble a little bit and, kind of get out there and, give these guys a little bit of run.
Make them run hard. He said before, he's out there to kind of, I don't know, stir the pot. I wouldn't really say that, but he's out there just doing something different. He wants to go run hard, run fast, get to the front, get some TV time. Hey, go for it. The 48, 2-second spot.
He's this type of guy that throws a can of SpaghettiOs into an alphabet soup, right?
Well, he's about to take the lead, whatever he's doing. He's on the outside of the 31 of Chandler. He's going to zip by outside through 3 and 4, take the lead. 48, Jamie Knopf to the front.
Yeah, he's got him cleared by a nose. I'm just kind of waiting to see is he going to kind of duck down. Yeah, and there he goes. Yeah, use the outside line to get the run. And, Nathan Biggert kind of trails him and takes over for Jeff Chandler in second.
Now, we know this is a short-term game. As hard as he's driving, we know that it's just probably not going to last long. But it sure is fun to get out there and lead sometimes, especially coming from the back. I mean, he's up 12 spots from where he started. Now the 01 Bickert's starting to put pressure on him.
Now again, though, does this come into question though? Do you want to do a two-tire? Do you want to do a two-stopper?
Two-stopper. I mean, you could definitely try it.
If you burn up your stuff a little bit, over 3 runs opposed to saving 2 runs, there's a good potential. I mean, we do have a lot of track here, so it's not like you're going to go down a lap if you go, going for tires. I mean, you might lose 1 lap, but you might be able to make that back up though later on with fresher tires. So and with this track being so dependent on tire, it might not be a bad idea, especially for a guy like Jamie Knopp, who, like I say, is not in the points, and he really got nothing to lose.
I'm going to wonder at this point if the 48's making the 01 run too hard. The 01's keeping up with the 48. We know the 48 is running hard. How hard is the 01 running to stay with him?
That's a good point. Yeah, because he is. I mean, it's almost like he's the what's the dangling the carrot? He's the carrot, and Nathan Biggert's trying to chase that carrot right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how it works out here. The 31s kind of give up the ghost. The 19-2 kind of sitting back there saving their tires, but the 01's going to race the 48 here down into turn 1 to the inside. 48 gets a good run through 1 and 2. It's going to get the momentum off 2, and I think, no, they're going to come off even.
Well, just so you guys know, I mean, while they're doing it, they've drove about over a second away from the rest of the pack right now. And the rest of the pack is all kind of bunched up, and they're all within about a half a second of each other. You got about 5 or 6 cars sitting there right now. And it looks like they're having a good old time.
Still side by side. The whole lap, they got side by side out front. The 48 and the 01 still racing for that lead here. 01 on the bottom, 48 on the top. Knopf on the top, Biggert on the bottom. We got one way high back there coming off turn 2. Is that
Colton Gum was running the high line. I'm kind of watching that backpack right now because for the most part they have singled out, but Colton Gunn just kind of peppered the wall right there. That was one of those. That was what you were talking about earlier. You get into that outside line, and if you don't cut down at a certain point where you need to, it can kind of suck you right back up in there. And I think that's what caught him.
See if we can go back and see that with Colton Gum. Into turn 3 and 4, he gets against the wall, just cannot get off the wall, gets stuck on the wall. Ooh, the 57 about got him right there too. I gotta go back and look at that and see if we can ride on board with Joshua Johnson there.
Yeah, and I completely missed that, and that's right, because Joshua does like that outside line.
He runs it outside. So he comes up. Here he comes up on the 10. Whoa, that's close. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Missed them by this much.
And they're still side by side out front, and they're side by side for second. We can't cover all this.
I know. I only have one monitor, guys.
The 06 goes to the outside of the 31 of Chandler for second. And looks like he's going to, no, they're going to come off the corner side by side as well. So, Tracy Motorsports giving us something to talk about here with these guys pushing these guys to run a little bit harder.
Well, and while the second pack is going on, and we got 5 cars in the second pack right now, Daniel and Jamie, even running side by side, they're still pulling away from the field. they got a 1.4 second gap over that back pack right now, and the back pack is single file. I mean, they almost look like they're drafting at Talladega, the way they're all lined up.
Yeah, this is crazy. The 48 getting a good run off the corner. The 01 going the short way around, and they still are side by side. How many laps is this? Like 4 side by side.
Yeah, at least. But yeah, I'm just watching it. I mean, and I'm looking at Daniel Simmons now, who I assume has got a very similar setup to Jamie, and he's kind of pulling away from Jeff Chandler right now.
He's wanting to get up here and be part of this lead battle.
Yeah, and actually now that I'm watching times now, our lead 2 have kind of fallen off a little bit. The backpack had kind of knocked it up to at least 1.2, so they are gaining a little bit on them.
The 01 finally gets by the 48. of Jamie Knopf. Biggert retakes the lead there, and both of them go back to the bottom. Here comes Daniel Simmons with the 31 of Chandler and Coy. I'm really interested to see what this has done to the 01's tires. If he had to run a little harder than he wanted to, if he's wore his tires out a little more than he wanted, if it's going to affect him on the long run here.
Well, Daniel leading that second pack, he's the guy that's kind of pulling away from them a little bit as well. So it could be a little bit of Daniel's just a little quicker right now. And then, yeah, these two, the guys up front, they may have burned up their stuff a little bit. Although I'm watching times now, and Daniel just lost the 10th on him as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I can tell you right now, at about 85, 80, mid 80s, if we start seeing some guys coming in for pit stops, that means we're going to have a couple of two-stop takers.
Interesting situation here at Homestead-Miami. Again, we've got multiple grooves, different places these guys can run. And you saw it. You can run side by side all the way around the track. A lot of great racing here going on. Early on here at Homestead, 64 laps in of 167. Still got plenty of racing to go. Another pit stop at least to go. Everybody now getting back in, I think, back in ride mode here. They're, okay, now let me take care of some tires.
Well, in 40 laps, too, I kind of went back and I watched a couple of the guys here as far as those lap times go. They lost about... They only lost about a second a lap for a 40-lap run. Coincidentally, though, they're actually running. No, they're still running in the 33s for the most part now, so they haven't had any fall off. But 40 laps, 1 second a lap, that you might be able to do that two-tire stop, and still kind of be on equal terms with some of these guys.
You saw the 33 of Ben Tracy get really loose as Fetter Place pulled up on the back bumper there. No contact, but Fetter Place is going to take that position, move Brandon in the 34 up to 6th spot by Ben Tracy in the 33, who looks to be struggling with grip, especially rear grip.
Yeah, he's been kind of struggling. I know that's not what he needs for the points, but he's got one more pit stop to maybe see if he can make something out of it, and maybe even get a little bit of luck with a decent change, because James Wallace is now kind of under fire trying to get under him right now.
Yeah, Wallace drives into turn 3 there under the 33 of Tracy. And Wallace is another one. He's looking to make an impression here in the playoffs, trying to get to that Final Four. I mean, I remember racing him at Phoenix, and he's really good at Phoenix. He's just got to get there to have a shot, and trying to get around the 33 right now.
Yeah, and I don't know if Ben just kind of took away his line there, but he kind of went up the track. I'm looking at Lane Allen, too. Lane Allen's starting to make some moves. He just gets by T.J. Bartell, and he's definitely making himself in this mix here with James Wallace and Ben Tracy as well. So a lot of fun stuff going on out here on track.
Yeah, Lane kind of lost some spots on pit road. He fell back a couple of spots on pit road. He's looking to get those back, and he's actually going the right direction right now. Up one from where he started in 10th, and starting to make hay and starting to make some ground up towards the front.
Well, they've got, figure, if they want a two-tire stop, they're going to be coming in around 85. If they want to do the one-tire stop, they're going to be coming in around 105. So they got to figure out. I mean, there's still a ways to go for either one of them pit stop strategies. So you still want to save as much as you can if you need to save, depending on your strategy.
Riding on board with the guy we hadn't talked about much tonight so far as the 7 of Wayne Grassi. We saw him take home a win by saving some gas in the truck, so we know he can save some gas. He looks like he's struggling with a little bit of handling as well, and so it looks like it might be a fuel mileage situation for him that gets him in contention tonight. Currently running in 12th spot. Not the run he's wanting to have, but again, eliminated from playoffs in the round of 12. He's just looking to round off the season with a good solid finish.
Yeah, he's trying to get under Brian Dublé right now. Try to take away that 6th spot from Brian. But there he is, Wayne 7-7. He's going for 6 right now. Looking behind them too, I'm looking at Sherwood Wilford just kind of hanging out there. Not definitely doesn't look like it looks like he's got a pretty solid car as far as drive off and everything, but just doesn't seem to have the speed in it tonight. And then even behind him, you got Josh Johnson just struggling out there. He's still running that outside line, still looking pretty loose though, unfortunately.
He had a good qualifying around, but that's kind of where it stopped. He's down 6 spots from where he started, and it's just he struggled with handling the whole night. Kind of wonder too if maybe that contact in the wall finally ended up with some damage for him.
Yeah, and I didn't notice too. Maybe he got a little bit or most of it repaired. Something else I just kind of stumbled across. Daniel Simmons takes over second place from his teammate Jamie Knopp, and Daniel's actually looks like he's starting to catch Nathan.
Yeah, I was just about to. We just switched to the front. I just saw that myself. The 06's Simmons moves into second spot over his teammate Jamie Knopf. We knew Jamie was going to struggle with handling on the long run. And actually, Jamie's getting passed by Richie Coy right now. But yeah, Daniel Simmons up to second spot, looking to make some ground up on the 01 of Daniel Simmons.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to start watching the lap times on Daniel right now, just to see if he is actually starting to close a little bit. And that lap, he pulled the 10th on Nathan right now. So does Daniel have enough tire right now to kind of make it to this midway to pit stops at least?
We know we saw
strong now, looking good.
We saw last week those Tracy Motorsports machines. They are really good on the long run. We saw him catch Richie there at the very end of Las Vegas. Wasn't quite able to make the pass, but he was able to. I mean, he showed last week. Those cars are really good on the long run, and if you give them enough time, they can make something happen.
Yeah, he's showing it now. He looks to be one of the fastest on the track. Although I say that, and Nathan Biggert actually pulled a 10th on him that last lap.
So the 01 of Biggert, the 06 of Simmons, the 19 of Coy, the 48 of Knopf, and the 31 of Chandler. Currently your top 5. Chandler's dropped back to 5th. He's just kind of biding his time. Actually, he's going to go for 4th here with the 48 of Jamie Knopf, continuing to free fall through the field. We knew that pushing early on was going to hurt his tires later on. It looks like he's struggling a little bit right now. And didn't run that high line.
Well, it's funny. It hurt Jamie. I mean, although Jamie did drive up from maybe 5th or 6th, to get to that lead. But it didn't hurt Nathan really at all. And, I mean, granted, Nathan did start a little bit higher in position. But, 1 or 2 laps extra run on Jamie's, he's really paying for it right now. Because he had, like you say, Jeff Chandler just about cleared him now.
Doyle, I don't know what he's talking about, but Doyle put in there, it's a trouser chili moment. I don't know which, maybe he was talking about one of the cars that got loose off turn 2 there at the start of the run, I guess. But yes, that would definitely be one of those. I guess that's the first time I've ever heard that said. Trouser chili moment.
Yeah, I don't know that. I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole.
You're not gonna touch that. Okay, all right. I wouldn't either. Which is funny coming from you because of the things you've said. But anyway,
Well, there's Tonyisms involved always.
What is that, a Doyleism?
That might be a Doyleism, yeah.
Lap 77, we're creeping up on the 80 lap mark. You said might be a time for pit stops, Tony, if they were going to go for 2 stops. We'll see if anybody decides to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if you split it up from where the stage was, they kind of went back to green at lap 46 with 167 laps. It mathematically works out to about 85-ish would be a third of that. So yeah, I would say, another 5 laps or so, we might see, 5 to 7 laps, we might see somebody coming in for a tire or for that 2-stop strategy. But Nathan, apparently, he wasn't burning up any tires because he's driving away from Daniel right now, who Daniel was catching him for a little while. Daniel's actually getting passed right now by Richie Coy for second, and I don't know what Nathan's got under that car because it just seems crazy impossible what he's doing out there.
Yeah, I don't know how you save tires and go that fast. Don't understand it. That makes sense to me, and I'm sure it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. The 19 of Coy is going to take over the position though. 19 of Richie Coy moves into second spot, and we'll see if Coy can do anything to close that gap to the 0-1 of Biggert.
Yeah, I mean, we know Richie likes the low line, and he's been saving, obviously, because it looks like he's got the legs right now. But, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to start going by. Yeah. Hey, nice legs. We're going to have to start keeping an eye on his lap times, too, because the last lap they ran almost identical. So we'll see.
Yeah, the last lap they ran was 34 flat for Richie, 33.95 for Nathan. So we'll see what it is this time by. And again, you said lap 40 is when we went green. So right now we're in that transition mark. Remember around lap?
Well, 46 we went green. So yeah.
Okay, so a few more laps. We're going to start seeing these guys. Some maybe struggle more than others because you'll start seeing the difference in the way the cars handle. As the 31 of Chandler goes by Daniel Simmons for third spot, so move Jeff into third, and Jeff's coming as well with some speed.
Well, Jeff got that lead early. He was able to get around his teammate, get out there, at least get the lap led. And then he kind of fell back a little bit. And now it looks like, he did what he needed to do, kind of saved a little bit and kind of making that second run. I mean, we kind of knew Jamie was going to kind of fall off after his main run. I was kind of surprised to see Daniel kind of follow suit. I'm even more impressed to see Nathan not affect him really whatsoever. And he's literally driving almost the same. Him and Richie Coy right now are pretty much running the same lap times. So I don't know if Richie's even going to be able to make up any time on him.
Yeah, and it looks like Nathan's running a little bit higher than some of those guys. Running the second lane, especially through 3 and 4, whereas Richie's on the very bottom. I think the 31 of Chandler's on the very bottom. So a little bit of lane difference there.
Well, yeah, and watching all three of them right now, if comparing lap times, Nathan and Jeff right now are basically running about a tenth quicker than Richie. Richie lost a little bit of steam on that last lap, so Richie's gonna have to get some work going on because he's gonna have Jeff in his mirror a lot closer very soon if he don't pick up the pace. And then I'm curious to see if we're going to see any two-stoppers. I almost, if I were out there, I think I would do a two-stop race. I think with the, with the split up of 50 or 3 runs of 40 laps apiece, I think you'd be able to make that up on a fresher tire over the 40-lap run.
Looking at their best lap is the 33 flat. Let's say 33 flat's about all you can run. They're running 33.91, or at least Lane or Nathan was ran a 33.90. Last lap by, so it's only less than a second difference. But say you made a lap up, that's what'd you say, 40 laps?
Yeah, that's 40 laps.
Seconds.
So that's 40 seconds.
But
you offset that with the pit stop,
right? But that's the thing. You've got to also think about the fact that you've got that pit lane delta, and so you've got to make up that time you sit on pit road as well. That's an extra. I don't know how many seconds. There's a lot. Well, I don't know. I wish it worked out. I wish it worked out because I'd like to see some people try it. I'm just not very optimistic with the fact that that's going to work out.
Well, you got to understand the other guys that do stay off for a one tire stop though, from lap 40 to 60, they're not going to they're going to be more than a second at that point. So there is a potential. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying there's a chance?
It's negligible. I can't even say
negligible.
Right. Yes. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
I don't know if that's the right word or not, but
it might be
negligible.
Oh, listen, I'm a carpenter. What do you know?
Well, I would expect you to be good at math too, but
I am. You can give me fractions all day, and I'm fine.
Oh,
feet and fractions.
What about you? Good with decimals?
Only when I got to convert them into a fraction.
Decibels, maybe.
Decibels for sure. I'm definitely there.
31 of Jeff Chandler back on track. The 31 of Chandler starting to inch in on the 19 of Coy. Looks like he's got a little bit better car at this point.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Yeah, Richie was going to have a mirror full of Silver Surfer, and sure as shit, there he is. Oh, that's right. I'm not supposed to swear. I'm sorry.
Lord, I apologize.
But looking out front, I mean,
We
Nathan
just got
Biggert,
demonetized.
yeah.
Dang it.
Looking out front, I mean, Nathan Biggert's got a almost 2.2 second lead right now, and just driving, sailing away. So yeah, I don't know. Apparently that battle with Jamie was like, no big deal.
Guess what? We got to go on pit road. 48 of Jamie Knopf to sign the pit, so it looks like he's taking your strategy into consideration here.
Well, and that's kind of what I was thinking earlier too when he was making that run up to the front. Burn them up. If you kind of feel like you're going to do that 2-tire stop, you might as well get all you can. I mean, you're going to have to do that the next 2 runs as well. So let's see how it works for him.
Lane Allen continues to climb up the field as well. He gets by the 33 of Ben Tracy. Lane Allen up in the 6th spot. One of your playoff drivers looking to make an impression here.
Yeah, Jamie had a clean stop. He's getting ready. He should be on exit right now. So we're gonna have to keep an earmark on him, see how he does.
Yeah, we'll see how far up he can get for sure. And I'm sure those fresh tires are going to feel great out there compared to everybody else slipping and sliding around on those old ones.
Oh, for sure. And that and he'll know he'll be able to come in and get it again. And really once we get past his second stop, we're going to kind of see where he's going to line up and see how this is going to play out for him. But you're going to watch him just kind of tear through the field right now, so it's going to be kind of fun to see. He only went a lap down, and it doesn't look like it's going to be too much for him to get that back.
DJ Bartell starting to pull up on the back of the 33 of Ben Tracy. You saw though when he got in the wake there, it just went straight off the corner. Man, it's frustrating. You get that dirty air and it just will not turn.
Yeah, he's kind of running the high line too, which is not necessarily something that he does too often. But right now, I think he's just giving Jamie a little bit of room. We'll see if he dips down below, and I'm sure he wants to get by Ben.
I don't know. I've known TJ to run the high line a good bit. I remember a Chicago race and even an old Texas race. Where he preferred the top lane and was making some good speed up there as well. So I've seen that happen before. He's one to kind of tickle the high side. And the 37 of Dublay's in the pits as well, looking to make a quick pit stop.
Yeah, well, some guys coming in now, probably a little late for that. But I think Jamie kind of hit it probably almost perfect where he needed to be as far as, kind of splitting this equal. But yeah, I don't know. It's still not a bad strategy for some of these guys.
Now, for the guys that are going to go for a one-stop strategy, when will we expect them to be in the pits?
I can see these guys coming in within the next 10 laps, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, okay.
10 to maybe 15 laps.
Well, what did we say? 62? So,
yep.
I mean, 10 laps from now.
I would imagine like 105 would probably be, a very conservative stop.
That'd be an early, right?
Well, they can get 62. At least that's what I heard. Now, but we heard it from Richie. Richie doesn't tend to shift. So if you're staying in 5th gear, you're going to definitely get a little bit more mileage out of your car, opposed to if you're shifting down to 4th. You're going to probably burn a little bit more gas. So
speaking of Richie, the battle for second really hasn't heated up yet. The 31 of Chandler kind of got about as close as he is right here to the 19 of Coy, and it just kind of settled in from there.
Yeah, Jeff looks like he's got a really good entry right now, but he's losing it to Richie's exit. Richie really hasn't let him shut the door on him completely yet, and maybe Richie was just kind of hiding a little bit in the tank right now and just kind of out there, just kind of riding, realizing you probably got nothing for Nathan, unfortunately. So you almost got to ride it like you're the leader, and kind of protect your position as it is.
Yeah, looking at the 01 of Simmons. And the 34 of Brandon Fetterplace back here for 5th and 6th currently. And Simmons, another guy that's looking to, I think he's looking to just kind of maintain here. He is 3rd in the playoff points right now, so he just wants a good solid night. And staying above that cutoff line is going to be his goal.
Yeah, and you just got to maintain, again, you kind of know. I don't know if anybody's got anything for Nathan really at this point. And we kind of say that usually every week that he's involved, but this week is really no different. And with a 3-second and gaining lead on Richie right now, and there's barely even a battle for second place. You just kind of gotta you kind of know where your cards are, and you still got pit stops coming within another 10 laps. So I think everybody's just kind of chilled right now, and they're kind of content with where they're at. They just got to finish.
20 of TJ Bartell makes the pass under 33 of Ben Tracy. Ben gets the run off the top side, though. This battle for 7th spot. And it looks like TJ's going to be able to inch ahead and grab that spot here off turn 4.
Somebody, too, we haven't talked about in a while. Lane Allen snuck his way up into 6th place right now. So he eventually got by James Wallace, and I think James probably fell back a few spots because he was kind of up in that mix a little bit ago as well. So good to see Lane out there just riding along.
Yeah, talking about James Wallace, James the best running of the Boomerang gang right now. Currently in 9th spot, though. Up 5 positions from his starting spot, but certainly not having the run he wants to have tonight. And judging by his other teammates, they're just struggling a little off on their setups. Like they're struggling a little bit for grip.
Yeah, they sure are. But the one guy holding rock steady right now, you got Wayne Grossi running in 10th right now. We talked about him a while ago. He was in 7th. He did fall back a little bit, but still got a decent top 10 run going right now. So not doing too bad.
Yeah, behind him, the 57 of Joshua Johnson, currently in 11th spot. We saw him early on running that top side and still running the top, still ripping the top right now, but car handling is just not quite, just quite doesn't have the speed that he needs right now.
No, for sure. And behind him, Sherwood Wilford, he just goes lap down to Nathan Biggert.
Yeah, right behind Nathan Biggert. Look who it is. The 48 of Jamie Knopf coming with those fresh tires. I wouldn't surprise me to see a finger out the door or something as he goes by. I joke. Those guys are. I just, I know
Jamie
he knows
on the
he's
low line.
the
Yeah, almost going 3 wide, but Jamie gets his lap back, so score him on the lead lap again.
Jamie got his lap back as the 57 goes a lap down. So Nathan Biggert starting to get into lap traffic here.
And we know some of these guys within the next, 5 laps or so, some of these guys are going to be coming in. Although they might be coming in a little bit later towards maybe lap 110. It really just depends. If I were out there and I'm going to do it on the one tire stop, I would definitely I would run this tank dry as much as possible.
If you're changing one tire, which tire are you changing?
Yeah, well, whatever. Whichever one they feel like getting to.
My choice probably, I would say right front, but because that's the one that's going to pop. But then that's going to suck though. Because then you're going to go in the corner and that right front's got grip and the rest of them don't. Yeah, you can forget about that. You ain't making the corner.
Yeah, well, but I mean, again, like I say, I would kind of run the tank out dry and, make the last run the shortest run possible.
Yeah.
Nobody looks completely sloppy. I mean, we did see a couple sloppiness, on the green flag, cold tire run. But everybody else looks like they're holding it pretty good, including Josh Johnson, who just seems to be loose all run tonight. Unfortunately, he's not having the car he wants, but he's still kind of hanging on to it and, making a good, decent effort at keeping it straight.
Again, clean and green so far here at Homestead. Lap 103 of 167, now 104. And, Tony, we've yet to have a caution for incident, I think, in the last 2 races, to be honest with you. But here, like you said, how impressive that is because these guys are struggling for grip. You can definitely see the cars are out of control. Everybody keeping it going the right direction, though. Even though we had some issues on the restart there off turn 2, everybody able to keep the car pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, but week in, week out, that's what this league is about. We got good, clean drivers, guys that actually know what they're doing.
We got a battle. We got a battle for second. The 19 of Corey went to the high side to get by the 57 of Joshua Johnson. That opened the door up for the 31 of Jeff Chandler, who's now got the bottom lane. And we know Richie Coy does not like that top side.
No, he does not. But maybe he might find a little bit of momentum out there, and he might actually enjoy it. So we'll see. Maybe he'll try to stay up there. But it's kind of odd to see Josh Johnson down low. So I'm almost wondering if he's getting ready to come in for a stop here.
Down into turn 3, the 31 on the inside, the 19 on the outside. 33 is going to roll that center. He's going to pull up in front of him. So give the second spot to the 31 of Jeff Chandler. Finally gets that pass made. That was about 20 to 30 laps into making there, Tony.
Yeah, it took him a while to kind of get up there, but yeah, he finally got clear of Richie and was able to. We'll see if he's got any drive off. I don't know if he's going to make up 4.5 seconds on the leader right now, but we'll see.
We got guys in the pits, and the 57 of Joshua Johnson in the pits. The 14 of Lane Allen hits pit road as well. So these guys are starting to come in for that last pit stop.
That's kind of what I assumed. Yeah, lap 10, where are we at? 106 right now?
106, 107, yeah.
Well, Nathan just took 107, so yeah. Yeah, I was kind of assuming it was going to come in around there. Apparently, some guys still have some gas, but I can't imagine they're going to have too much gas.
Yeah. 60 laps to go. They may be getting a little better fuel mileage than we expected just because of slowing down for the old tires. You see Ben Tracy smoking them coming in the pits.
Well, you definitely don't want to slide through, especially on a green flag stop. You don't want to miss your stop. Obviously, you don't want to make sure you want to make sure you got enough gas in it too. Yeah, it's a critical stop for a lot of these guys.
Sherwood Williford coming into pit road.
Curious how much longer Nathan's going to end up staying out. Running that pace, I can't imagine. I mean, is he saving? How are you saving tires, gas, and still driving away from everybody?
Wayne Grassi in pits, so he's going to come get his pit stop done. Nathan Baker. Well, the thing is, with a 4 or 5 second lead, what's it up to now? 4.6.
4.6.
So I mean, with that kind of a lead, you can, I would go all the way, stretch it all the way out, like you were talking about, and then get the freshest tires towards the end. There's no reason to come in early and give those guys a tire advantage on the last run. TJ Bartell in, James Wallace in pit road, Wayne Grassi in as well.
Kind of going back.
And here comes our leader, the 01 Nathan Biggart's going to come to pit road right now. I'd have looked kind of quick on entry, but I think he's all right. Jeff Chandler, Richie Coy going to follow those guys in. The 34, Brandon Fetterplace. The 19 of Richie Coy shaking his car. Is he out of fuel? I think he ran his car out of fuel.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Man.
That is going to hurt him.
That is, he's got the win in the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. But, man, he stretched it a little too far.
Looks like he's going to have enough, though, to get in his box. Hopefully he doesn't have to reverse or anything.
Well, he stopped short in his box. Is that far enough? Yeah, it looks like it is. They did jack it up. That's one worry I have, too, is you pull in the box and you don't pull far enough. Now you don't have the fuel to pull forward.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been there.
Man, he's going to lose a lot of time.
Well, kind of going back to, we talked about Jamie Knopp. He came in. He was going to make the 2 pit stop strategy. And when he was running laps, he was still running a second quicker than Nathan Biggart out there. Now, Nathan, obviously, with the newer tires, is going to be able to run a little bit more right now. But he's only going to get about 10 laps because Jamie's probably going to end up coming in another 10 laps to get his second set.
Yeah, so there's Jamie Knopf right there, and Biggart's in turn 2. So he's got about a half a track lead over Nathan Biggart right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the lead right now, but he's not going to probably hold it too long. And again, like I say, he's probably going to be coming in for that second set of tires within another 10 laps or so.
Right, which is going to put him probably right at a lap down. He's got to make all that time up on the last run. We'll see if he's got fresh enough tires to do it. Since it's only a 10 lap, difference if he comes in like you're talking about. So he's not going to have that much fresher tires. We'll see how far he can get. It's going to be interesting for sure. It's the 19 of Coy goes around him. 19 of Coy fell to 8th spot, Tony, in that pit stop running out of fuel. Yep.
I mean, you definitely wanted to, run that tank dry, but you didn't want to run it that dry, Richie.
We've seen, and just to pick on Richie for a minute, we've seen the 19 have some issues with fuel mileage. I remember him running out of fuel before in a couple of races where he was. He thought he was, it was in good spot. Even the trucks this season, we saw him run out of fuel. Now he did rebound and win it in the next week on fuel mileage, but the race before he kind of lost it on fuel mileage. So it's something that it's kind of starting to be known.
Well, the way the strategy's been kind of working with stages and whatnot. In fact, we do run green all the time. I mean, yeah, some of these races have to come down to green flag. Green flag tire changes and fuel strategy, and it's one of those things. We don't have anybody kind of like looking over our shoulder pressing buttons for us when we're out there driving. Some guys might have that luxury, but most of the guys out here, they are their own crew chief, and they got to set up their tires. They got to make their own changes, make sure they got enough gas in the car, and bites drivers all the time, everywhere. So yeah, you got to make sure, it's just another aspect. Not only are you driving the car out there, but you got to be your crew chief, and you got to make sure you're doing the things that you got to do to make sure you got gas and tires and all that fun stuff. Gas and tires, oh my.
Doyle Lawrence. Going back, Doyle Lawrence said when Johnson missed that the car that was in the wall, he may have sold his pantaloons. Another Doyleism, guys.
Well, I remember, now I'm reading it. Yeah, the pantaloons, that was a Simpsons line, I think, maybe.
His driver, Jeff Chandler, currently running in third, but will cycle to second spot behind Nate Chandler. Here, once things kind of cycle around, he's 4.2 seconds behind Nathan Biggert, who did pick up a little bit of time coming to pit road. I think Jeff's just looking to be the best of the rest tonight with a 4.3 second lead. You just want to kind of settle in and have a good night. He's trying to get into the playoffs and everything too. So,
well, you'd imagine too, he's probably running the same kind of equipment as his teammate is, and Nathan can run a 4.5 lead out of a lot of pack over 60 laps. I mean, I'd imagine Jeff should be able to, if not match that, at least half that. So
he's got a 3.4 second lead on the 34 better place behind him. So he's in a pretty good spot, just kind of riding in his little bubble here and just going to ride this one out. That is, unless we get a caution.
Yeah, and it usually too with the green flag stop, it does kind of spread out everybody. So you're not really on fire, or under fire from other people or other drivers out there. So it does give you that kind of luxury to just go out there, hit your marks, save your stuff. Just get there to the end, maintain. You don't have to worry. I mean, a little bit maybe towards the end of the runs, you got to kind of pay attention to. But as a driver too, if you've done as much as you can in the early stages, you should have it there for the end. And that's really all they got to do. The one guy though that really is probably got the pedal down is Richie Coy right now. That fuel run hurt him bad. Not that he needed it for points. He's locked in, but I know he don't like running around there in 7th, 8th place.
Yeah, just going out through the field. Lane Allen currently in 6th. He'll cycle around to 5th spot once Jamie can off pits. Now, I don't know if he'll be able to hang on to it. I don't know if Jamie will come back on him or not. But, man, what a rebound for Lane Allen. Driving up through the field, currently in like I said, 6th spot. Will be 5th spot. Up 5 positions from where he started.
Yeah, he's always just kind of quiet, just kind of lurking back there. And, definitely a good long-run driver, too, as well. So, just kind of holding his own and he'll take whatever comes his way, if Lane.
Daniel Simmons currently running in 5th spot, will be 4th, and he's another one just having a solid night tonight, doing exactly what he needs to do, running 3rd in the playoffs right now. Just have a good solid night, a good points night. Go in there with a cushion at Martinsville, and at least, if you can't win, at least go in there with a nice cushion so you don't have to worry too much about what could happen at Martinsville next week.
Yeah, kind of watching Nathan Biggert just kind of pacing his pace off of our leader, Jamie Knopp, right now. And obviously, Jamie is kind of on the end of his tire run, or at least his fuel run. We do expect him to come in for a pit right now. But Nathan really has only gained about 4 seconds on him over those last, since both of them pitted, which was, or at least since Nathan pitted, which was, good 10, almost 15 laps ago. So hasn't made a huge jump on Jamie, but I'm still kind of I'm kind of seeing what's going to happen with Jamie with this next set of stops.
Yeah, there wasn't much of a speed difference between the old tires and new tires. I mean, like I said, there was maybe a second drop off between the two. So, but again, like I said, I know Nathan's pacing himself trying to save tires, but Jamie's going to take those tires. He's going to come in pits. He's going to take those tires, and he's going to be flying. He's not even going to be saving tires.
No. And Jamie right now, he's only running about a half a second slower than Nathan right now. So, I mean, Jamie's still got almost 16 laps before Nathan starts really even getting into his mirror. So, and I know we're gonna definitely see Jamie in before that. And I mean, we know Jamie's gonna go a lap down, but with those fresh tires, he might be able to make something happen here.
Well, these guys are all spread out all across the track here. Richie Coy was able to get by the 20th TJ Bartel. James Wallace in 9th. Ben Tracy back to 10th. Wayne Grassi in 11th. And everybody's just spread out right now, just kind of running their race. This is the boring part for us, but these guys are just kind of running their pace and trying to take care of tires and I guess making a plan going forward.
Yeah, I mean, kind of right now, I mean, you're in the bed that you made. The only person really that we're expecting to come in is Jamie Knopp, like we were saying. But everybody else, you're out there, and you kind of just want to maintain, and hopefully maybe you might be able to catch a guy and maybe not be caught by someone else as well. So that's really, everybody's just kind of out there. I don't see any battles anywhere for any positions right now. So we're just kind of holding our own. Maybe we should go to commercial or something.
That'd be nice. Take a bathroom break.
Smoke them if you got them, or if you're watching along, maybe you need a refill a drink. Yeah, probably a good time to do it now.
See the 34 at Liquid Death machine. Somebody said last week they really liked that car. It's a really, really good looking car though, white and gold. Toyota there. Brandon's, he's brought a nice paint scheme here in.
Yeah, honestly, and I didn't really get a great look at it the last couple times he's run it, but I did get a good look at it today, and that gold is really, really awesome looking on the white. He's very luxurious, even though it says Liquid Death, but it kind of looks, upper class, Lexus, not necessarily Toyota.
Liquid Death, like a funeral home?
Yeah, right.
Funeral homes are kind of fancy, aren't they? I mean,
Well, sometimes.
Some of them are. He's one of 5 Toyotas in the field. He got Brandon Fetter place. Right in front of him is Jeff Chandler in the 31 in a Toyota. TJ Bartel in the 20 in a Toyota. And you got Colton Gum, these two guys out of the race. Colton Gum and Kyle Milliken both out of the race in Toyotas as well. Just 5 Toyotas. Bunch of Chevys. It looks like we've got 5 Fords. Well, 4 Fords. I guess we're not going to count you. 4 Fords. And 2 of them are out. So, and then one's leading.
Jamie Knopp's in for pit.
Just looking for things to talk about. Nathan Biggert back to the lead in one of the 2 Fords that are running right now. Richie Coy in 7th, the other one, who ran out of fuel. He's run so fast he ran out of fuel.
Yeah, well, like I say, my story right now is Jamie Knopp coming out of pit stop right now. Let's see where he cycles back, and let's just kind of see him drive through the field now. Let's see what he's got. I mean, he's got enough laps now. I mean, we still got, 37 laps to go? a little bit more than that, 39 laps.
Well, there's Nathan Biggert. As he exits the pits, there's Nathan Biggert right in front of him, so he is 1 lap down almost exactly. And we will see, you said he's got 39 laps to go, and he's got to make up about 34, 35, 36 seconds. So a second a lap.
It might not be a winning strategy, but it's definitely a top 5 strategy.
Right.
Possibly even a podium strategy.
And I'm certainly not, I would pull for, some different strategies to work for sure. But you're right. I mean, it may not be winning, but he did go up there. He led some laps. He ran up front. And he's going to get a solid finish out of this if he can make some time around the track now. And my favorite part of doing something like this, just me personally, I don't have to run out there on the really old tires. I don't have to struggle with that.
Right. Well, and you get to pass cars.
Right. That's the fun part, blowing by cars. It's fun.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're not out there just kind of, just maintaining. You're actually out there just trying to go. Now the big thing is he's got to get by Nathan. Is Nathan going to make it easy for him?
I was wondering if Jamie was going to make it easy on Nathan. To be honest with you, as they kind of closed up in the corner there.
All right. Well, Jamie gets by him, so that lead lap, he is on the lead lap now.
Yep, there's Jeff Chandler in second, coming through 3 and 4. Brandon Fetter placed a little bit farther back. Daniel Simmons a bit farther back. Lane Allen a bit farther back. They just all spaced out, all spread out across the track.
Well, with an average lap time of about, say, 34 seconds a lap, Jamie Knopp would need to be 17 seconds back at, let's see, lap 147, 48.
The thing is with that, though, is as you go, the tires get older, cars slow down. And
they get older. They get older for everybody,
right? But they plateau. You got to remember with these tires, they kind of plateau at a certain point, and you kind of run the same speed as guys that have 10 or 20 laps more on their tires. So we'll see if that plays out. But you're right in the grand scheme of things. But also just the way this tire works is that there's not much fall off once you go past a certain limit.
Well, when Nathan did pit on his lap, say 60, around 60, he was a second slower than Jamie on lap 20, on Jamie's lap 20. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Riding aboard the Texaco Havoline machine, the 14 of Lane Allen, driving in that Chevrolet down into turn 1.
Yeah, I'm just kind of watching now. I'm really got my eyes glued on Jamie right now. Just trying to see what kind of times he's running. He just ran a 32.8 compared to Nathan Biggart's 33.7. So right now, right out the gate, he's running a second quicker.
And that was the fastest lap of the race so far too. So he's locked up that fastest lap right now too.
Now I know he's probably got the pedal down, but he might need to save a little bit. I mean, granted, the winning strategy opposed to podium strategy is going to be maybe tough on him. But even for a 40-lap run or even less than a 40-lap run for Jamie right now, he's just going to have to maintain a good pace, but try to save a little bit as well. I mean, we've seen him the week in, week out. I mean, he's always had a very fast car, good driver. He's came really close a couple times already, even last week against Richie. Another lap, he probably would have had it done. It could be a night for Jamie tonight. I'm not going to say he's not in it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he does go by Wayne Grassi, so that puts him in the top 10, move Knopf into 10th. So he's going to start picking off spots now as he gets into these guys. They're all, like I said, they're all spread out against around the track.
Yeah, and his next victim right now is going to be his team owner, Ben Tracy, for 9th. And he's still got about less than 2 seconds on Jamie right now.
And again, we would be showing you a battle here on track, but there isn't one right now. So we're going to ride on board with Jamie, see him go by some of these cars as he catches them.
Yeah, and that was, he is going by Ben right now like Ben was standing still.
That was a 33.10 for Jamie last lap. Nathan's last lap was a 33.50, so only 0.4 of a second faster.
Still a lot of laps to go. I think we got 30 right now that I'm looking. 30 exactly. He's still got the time. Plenty of time right now. He's only got a 28 second deficit. But even so, Nathan Biggart's got a 5.5, almost 6 second lead on Jeff Chandler right now. Second, Brandon Fetter place running third. He's 9 seconds off of our leader. Then 4 seconds back to him is Daniel Simmons. Another 4 seconds, you got Lane Allen. And then Richie Coy and Lane Allen are probably the only two closest on the track right now. And by the time the two of them kind of start mixing it up, I'm assuming to see Jamie in that mix as well.
Let's see, Jamie's right here coming off turn 2. His next victim is going to be the 67 of Wallace, who's entering 3, so he'll get there pretty quickly there.
Yeah, he's running that low line too, and just kind of hugging. I mean, with them fast, nice, fresh tires of his, he's just motoring.
Should be interesting. We'll see how far he can get for sure. James Wallace having a good run. TJ Bartell in front of him. We hadn't said much about TJ having a solid run here tonight at Homestead. He likes this track, but after the truck race, he wasn't very fond of the way the race went. The truck drove. It looks like he's got his car handling a little bit better than his truck was on Wednesday.
The truck felt weird. I mean, and granted, I haven't taken a lap in this car yet out here, but I really don't desire to do so either. But if it's anything like the truck was, yeah, I can see where he would feel that, because he's probably feeling the same way if that's the case.
Wayne Grossi goes by Ben Tracy. That moves Wayne back into the top 10. Tracy outside the top 10 in 11th. And
yeah,
he's not.
He's having a rough night.
Yeah, he's not going in the right direction right now.
Somebody else having a rough night, even behind him, Josh Johnson. He's our first guy lapped down right now, and just still struggling with the car. I'm still watching him back there. He's still loose too as well, so they haven't been able to get that thing any tighter for him. And yeah, it's just sometimes too, you come to a track that maybe you don't like, or just always been an Achilles heel of yours, and yeah, Josh is just struggling tonight.
Yeah, Sherwood Williford back here in 13th, kind of having a uncharacteristic night here. Kind of struggling as well, a lap down right now in 13th spot. Not the night he was wanting to have or hoping to have. And, it's just looks like it's been a struggle all night.
Yeah, compared to a teammate, Wayne Grossi, you'd think the two of them probably have, they're both very similar-minded drivers as well, and they're both good on longer runs, fuel saving, and all that kind of stuff. Both veterans of racing in general, and yeah, just kind of surprised to see him a lap down right now.
Brian Dublé still running out there. He is a lap down. He's actually 2 laps down in 37. Apparently had some issues on pit road. I think he was maybe speeding on pit road. So
yeah, I'm showing him 4 laps down.
Yeah,
he's definitely might have had some sort of incident, or maybe even some damage.
His last car running on track here tonight at Homestead-Miami Speedway. The Homestead 250 here. 23 laps to go for the Victory Fuel Cup Series. Round round 8 of 10?
Yes.
For the playoffs, and round 10 of 13. No, 11 of 13. I don't know. Round Homestead. It's round Homestead of however. We got 2 races to go.
So with 23 laps to go, or maybe 22 now, I'm looking at Jamie Knopp. Jamie Knopp has still got a 25-second deficit over first place right now. He still is cracking off quicker lap times, but I got to actually go see what he's running. He ran a 33.4 last lap to Nathan's 33.9, so he's still getting a half a second quicker than Nathan, but I don't know. Nathan's got some magic fuel in that thing, or magic tires or something.
He got a magic car.
Yeah,
magic carpet ride.
Yeah, he's not really falling off crazy amounts.
Richie Coy gets by the 14 of Lane Allen, sets his sights on the 06 of Daniel Simmons, currently in 4th. Let's see, Richie is about 3.7 seconds back, so it's going to be a climb. And then Brandon Fetterplace is 5.7 seconds ahead of Daniel, so maybe one more spot in the cards for the 19 of Coy, maybe, but 3.5 seconds is still a lot of time to make up.
Yeah, and with only about 20 laps to go, yeah, it's going to be an uphill climb for him.
With the same tires. We talked about Jamie clicking off some lap times. If he had newer tires, maybe, but as a matter of fact, looking at Jamie, he's inching in on TJ Bartell. They're in the same corner there. He's got his eyes set on the 20 car.
Yeah, he's still got about a second, almost 2 seconds to go on him, but Yeah, I can assume Jamie at least getting to fifth place by the end of this. I mean, with 20 laps to go, but
You think he's going to catch Richie?
well, Richie's been kind of burning his stuff up. I have a feeling just because of that, the bad pit, run out of gas, putting him behind. So I think he's probably spent more than he needed to spend, and I don't think Richie's going to even catch Daniel, to be quite honest with you.
Well, he is.
It's a long
Jamie
haul.
is making a good bit of time, so yeah, you might be right here. He's only 3.5 seconds ahead of Jamie, so yeah, you're right. As long as Jamie's not burning his stuff up too much, as he goes to the outside of the 20th, TJ Bartel passes him like he's sitting still, so move Jamie Knopf up in the 7th spot. At least he's giving us something to watch, Tony.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, hats off to him if we don't get to interview you later. But yeah, thanks for giving us a little bit of a storyline there, Jamie. But just kind of going through and watching his lap time, and he's been running, very low 33.1s to 33.4s for the last, almost 10 laps right now.
As a matter of fact, let's see. I think I got something we can look at here.
He's been, he's been pretty consistent. I mean, he ran a couple of cracker laps right off the bat, and got the quickest lap of the race so far. Which was a good move, but I don't think it hurt him too much.
You can see the lap time between him and Lane Allen, the car in front of him, and you can see just clicking off faster and faster laps. He's just able to eat in more and more. Now he's 1.7 seconds ahead, and Richie's only 2.5 seconds ahead. So you're right. He's going to get to at least fifth.
Yeah, I have a feeling for that. And again, I don't know if Richie's going to have anything for Daniel. There is a potential. I mean, with 15 laps to go, 16 laps to go, Jamie might even catch his teammate Daniel.
Possibly.
I think Jamie might have the steam for that.
Let's see. Last lap, Jamie Knopf ran at 33.51, and Daniel Simmons ran at 34 flat, so half a second. So basically in 10 laps, 11 laps. So he's got plenty of time to get to the 06 by that standard.
Well, yeah, and he's only 6 seconds behind. So yeah, so he needs 12 laps if he's a half a second faster to at least get there.
Yeah. So it could be kind of interesting too, because he may be using more tire too. I don't know, but we'll see. This is what racing's about.
Yeah, I mean, he might be using more tire, but he's still got fresher tires. So his tire percentage might be at 60, but the other guys might be at 40. I don't know.
Well, just a reminder, the Owen and Biggert currently leads. He leads by about what are we looking at? 4 seconds over the 31 of Jeff Chandler. Brandon Fetterplace currently running in third. Daniel Simmons in fourth. Richie Coy fifth. Lane Allen sixth. Actually changed that because Jamie Knopf just went by. Jamie Knopf is going to run in sixth and Lane Allen in seventh. TJ Bartel eighth. James Wallace ninth, and Wayne Grassi holding down the last top 10.
Yeah, and actually Wayne Grassi did go a lap down. Nathan got by him, so he was our first car lap down. If there is a caution, there is lucky dog in play, and I know some of these guys that are lapped down right now would love to see 1 or 2 cautions. It ain't going to happen, though, guys. I hate to say it. Unless something kind of crazy happens, but I've ate my words before. I think everybody, though, at this point, they're just riding around, and they know we got a little over 10 laps to go, and they just want this thing finished. The only one that needs more time is Jamie Knopf right now. He's like, let's make this 30 more laps.
Looking at Daniel Simmons in the 06, currently in fourth spot. He is 3.8 seconds ahead of Jamie Knopf right now.
And Jamie is on the back door of Richie Coy, and kind of like I predicted, yeah, he's going to get by Richie with a nice lap or two.
Called Jamie Knopf Pac-Man.
Yeah.
He's picking him up, putting him down.
Right now, he can't catch Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde right now, and that's Nathan Biggert, because Nathan's 8 seconds ahead of Jeff Chandler right now, and nobody's got anything for Nate.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed you knew all 4 of those.
Hey, I'm a kid of the 80s.
Yeah, I know. I wonder what the naming convention. I wonder how they came up with those names, because Clyde just kind of,
Well, because why not? I mean, you're going to have three
I
that
mean, I
rhyme and
get
then one that's
Inky, Pinky,
completely off.
Blinky,
That's
and
how we used to
Clyde.
do things in the 80s.
Yeah, well, of the two of us, I'm pretty sure I know which one's off. 48 of Jamie Knopf goes around the 19 of Koy, or at least tries, but Koy is putting up a fight here with the 48.
It's a fight he's going to lose. So, yeah, I don't understand why he's even trying.
I just fight for every position. But 48 gets by. And now he's going to set his sights on his teammate, who is now 3 seconds ahead of him. 3 seconds, 10 laps. We'll see if it happens.
I think he could get there. I mean, Jamie ran a 34-1 just trying to pass Richie that last lap. And Daniel's running a 34. Well, Daniel's running a 34-2. So, Daniel did not lose too much from him there. Oh, I'm watching his teammate, too, that's kind of in between them right now. Ben Tracy kind of tapped the wall up there. Ben is definitely not having a great night tonight.
Well,
definitely not what he was looking for.
I hate to tell you this. Actually, I don't hate to tell you. It's down to 2.4 seconds in one lap. So, Jamie definitely starting to reel in the 06. And he goes to the top side.
Yeah, he gained about 4/10 from the previous lap, just trying to get around, Richie Coy. So I know getting around Richie probably slowed him down a little bit, but he is still on pace to catch Daniel, his teammate, as he goes by his team owner right now.
Yeah, 33 at Tracy. Definitely struggling towards the top of the track, just trying to hang on here to the end of the race. 11th spot outside the top 10. Not what he wanted coming in here. Again, he's going to go to Martinsville in I won't say a must-win situation, but it's going to be tough for him. He's going to have to have a really good night at Martinsville. And, boy, as tricky as Martinsville is, you do not want to have to go in there and make something happen.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to put all your eggs in that one basket, which is kind of where I'm at next week for our truck race, but hey, it's whatever.
Yeah. Jamie Knopf back to, he's 1.4 seconds back now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Daniel for sure sees him in his mirror. I mean, they're teammates, so they know. I'm sure Daniel will probably let him have the space when he gets to him.
Daniel's running for a playoff, so will he? I mean, if he gets there, is he gonna lay over for him? Because he needs those points. He's in a pretty good spot, but you don't want to give up points here at the end of the race.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I wonder if there is maybe a little bit of team order going on there.
I don't know, because Jamie's still coming.
And we talk about team order, not saying it's a bad thing or anything. I mean, everybody does it.
It's a terrible thing.
It is a terrible thing, but I mean, friends do that to help other friends out too as well, and you have that respect there.
It's no different than super speedways where you decide to push another, a teammate or something. It's the same concept. Unfortunately, it's just part of racing. I mean, you want to do what's best for the team, but I'm telling you right now, Jamie is 6/10 back now, so 5 laps to go. He's there. He's gonna have an opportunity to pass him. Whether he does or not, I don't know, but he's gonna have an opportunity to.
Yeah, and I know. I'm watching Daniel. I'm kind of watching Daniel out of the rearview mirror, and Jamie is getting bigger and bigger. Not Nathan Biggert, but Nathan Biggert's got a 10-second lead now. The guy is just he's on a different planet, maybe on a different track even.
Here he comes, the inside of the 06 of Daniel Simmons. He has gotten there. He's going to have the space and the spot here as we go into turn 1.
Well, no team orders, so yeah, he let him by. It's a good strategy. I mean, I don't know. If I were out there, I probably would have done the same thing, just because like we talked about.
I was doubting it because I didn't know how far you could get up. I was doubting it, but it is a much more fun way to run these races when you have fresher tires like that. So if you're looking to, it's not a winning strategy, but he was running. Where was he running? 3rd or 4th, 5th, somewhere in the top 5, top 10. When he decided to do this, so
yep,
I think it actually might be a net gain for him.
Yeah, I think he definitely probably would have. I mean, well, look at his teammate. He just passed him. So I mean, if that's not, power in the pudding right there, I guess. So I mean, he did, get one off of his teammate. And yeah, that's that just kind of shows you, yeah, the two-tire strategy, depending on how your car is feeling and how it's handling and whatnot, it's probably not a bad option for some of these guys.
Well, we're coming to the white flag lap. One to go here at Homestead, and nobody's had anything for the 0-1 of Nathan Biggert. He's able to kind of take care of his tires early on and stretch out the lead late in the race, late in the runs. He's got a 11.3 second lead on second place right now, Jeff Chandler. So just another dominating performance by the 0-1 of Biggert. He's going to lock himself into the playoffs here. So he's going to go into Martinsville with no worries and going to be fighting for a championship at Phoenix in 2 weeks. So got to be a good feeling. Coming through 3 and 4. Runs the high side for the final time here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. The 0-1 of Nathan Biggert is going to take home win number 13 on the season. Nathan Biggert, your winner tonight.
Yeah, just another dominant run. Jeff Chandler's just getting ready to cross finish line now for second.
He's going
good
to
run for him as well. Good team effort too for Beast Mode Performance for second.
Yep, 1-2. Brendan Fender placing third. Jamie Knopf with that strategy going to come home at fourth spot. Daniel Simmons a solid top 5, what he needed. Richie Coy, what could have been, but he ran out of gas there. Comes home P6. P7 is going to be the 20 of TJ Bartell. Lane Allen, a solid top 8 finish. 9th place is going to be the 67 of James Wallace, and Wayne Grossi hanging on to a top 10 finish. But again, what a dominant performance by the 0-1 of Biggert. I sound like it seems like I'm repeating myself week after week.
I know. It's almost like deja vu, right? Weekly deja vu. I know. I don't know. Some of these guys are going to have to, start scraping the barrel for some of these setups and just try to, to try and see if they got anything for this championship to take it away from Nathan.
Well, it comes down to one race at Phoenix, but you're right. You're going to have to put in the work at Phoenix to hopefully have a shot at battling him for a championship, because he's on fire right now. And his tires are on fire as he does the burnout at the front stretch. Let's look at your finishing positions here tonight, your results here for the Full Throttle Sim Racing Victory Fuel Cup Series at Homestead. Your winner, the 0-1, Nathan Biggert. Jeff Chandler, a Team 1-2. The 31 of Chandler comes home in second spot. Brandon Fetter place finishes in third in the number 34 Toyota. Fourth place is going to be the 48 of Jamie Knopf. Fifth is going to be the 06 of Daniel Simmons. Coming home sixth is the 19 of Coy. Seventh spot is going to be the 20 of TJ Bartell. Lane Allen in eighth spot in the 14. The 67 of James Wallace comes home ninth. And your 10th and final spot in the top 10, the 7 of Wayne Grossi.
Yeah, rounding out 11 to 18th, Sherwood Williford in the 5 and 11th. Ben Tracy, our pole setter, 12th. Unfortunately, not a great night for him. He's running number 33. Joshua Johnson, another bad night for him. 50 in the car 57, 13th. Brian Dublé, 5 laps down, 14th. Ryan Hedrick, 15th, 87 laps down. I know he was struggling a real loose car. Colton Gum, 111 laps down, 16th. James Torrey, 17th. Gordon Fraley, 18th. Kyle Milliken, 19th. We saw that with the wallpaper in, and I apparently joined, so you don't count me.
I was waiting for you to say Tony in 20th.
Tony didn't take a lap tonight.
Yeah, so a couple guys having a rough finish back there. Kyle Milliken not having the night he wanted, kind of had issues early on. Gordon Fraley, who was really fast last week in the 90, ran into issues early on and didn't finish the race. James Torrey had issues off turn 2 after the stage. Some of the stuff we saw with Colton Gum getting stuck in the wall. So those guys not having the night they wanted, but man, I'm telling you what, up front, same song, different verse, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, again, the wild card of Jamie Knopp, I almost wish we probably interview him, just because, like I say, he kind of kept it interesting. The one lone guy that do the 2-tire stop kind of made it fun for the rest of us to kind of call this, and thanks for anybody who's out there watching as well. So hopefully we made it exciting. Hopefully Jamie kind of made it a little exciting for you guys.
Yep, I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to switch gears over to our Victory Lane post-race show presented by Victory Fuel. We're going to bring in our third place finisher, the 34 of Brandon Fetter place. Brandon, What a solid finish out there tonight, man. You look good. The car looks good, by the way, but you look good out there. Had a good solid race all night, man. What did you need to challenge I guess the 01 and the 31?
Just all around speed. I struggle with this place. I don't know why. I put a lot of practice in on this track, and there's just something that I can't seem to manage between speed and tire saving um, to be really competitive. I mean, I'm really happy that I got third. It's a hard fought third, I feel like, but um, I just feel like I'm missing something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of guys were struggling with grip out there tonight. And, either sliding, it looks like they were sliding the rear for the most part. A lot of guys were struggling. We saw some guys, too, running the high side, too. I didn't see as many people gravitate to the high side as I thought I may. It looks like everybody kind of hung around the bottom for the most part. Is there a reason? Is there something going on out there that kept you guys from being able to run the high side, the top side?
Um, yeah, I mean, the way that the tires wear here in real life, you can run the high side, but here, it's excessive tire heat, which wears the tire more. So, you know, we were unable. I mean, as you could see, like in the first stage, I went up high, um, just to kind of make sure. I was hoping
Yeah.
that maybe something in the session might have been different, but no, it was the same. I overheated my tires and ultimately lost third at the end of the stage because of it. So I knew, the bottom was where to save tire and to kind of, make sure you were there for the end.
Yeah, it looks like everybody was kind of playing around at the end of the stage. They're kind of testing things out and kind of trying to learn for the rest of the race. It was pretty cool to see you guys kind of moving around and testing things out. But Tony, I'm going to throw it to you.
Well, congrats on third there, Brandon. And being one of the newer guys in the league, how much are you dying to maybe start getting into some of these points battles? Because I mean, you've been having some great finishes week in, week out, and obviously keeping your nose clean within the league as well. So, yeah, just I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Um, I right now it's like you said, it's to keep my nose clean and to make sure that I don't interrupt any of the other playoff contenders or anyone else's race because they're fighting for a lot more than I am. And I feel like right now, I just need to get out here and I'm trying to show that I have speed and that I belong and that just trying to race as hard as I can, but be as respectful as I can. Because me coming out here and running really hard and ruining a playoff contender's day is not going to be beneficial to anyone. So, if at this point in time, hey, I'll do the best that I can, but I won't. I'm definitely not going to put anyone in a really bad spot.
Well, you come out of the gate really fast, won the first race you was in, so you set the bar high, Brandon. So we have high expectations for sure.
For sure, yep.
But again, congratulations on a great third place finish tonight at Liquid Death Toyota, looking good out there. So I'm going to hand the mic to you though and let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Bill Esports. Obviously, we do a lot of practice during the week, and they help me out a lot. And hopefully, more of my teammates will be coming over next season. Um, I also want to shout out to I think I forget to do this most of the time, but my the Simrap guy, the guy who makes my paint schemes. He makes killer paint schemes. Every car that I run has his scheme on it. Um, Thank you to the league, and thank you to you all for the awesome broadcast. I can't wait to go back and watch it. Thanks to everyone who watches, and hey, we'll see you next week.
All right, there's your third place finish tonight. Brandon Fetter place in the 34 Liquid Death Toyota. And man, he shout out his rap guy, but man, that car is looking sharp out there with the gold I guess the gold trim.
Yeah, it's a good looking car for sure.
Well, another guy out there that looks sharp every week, we call him the Silver Surfer, the 31 of Jeff Chandler in the Victory Fuel Toyota, comes home in second spot. And Jeff, you had a good solid run. You kind of climbed through the field and ended up in second place. But man, I think the 01 was in a different zip code tonight.
As usual.
Absolutely. Well, it's just a good solid run. And we talked about how good your car looks. Of course, Doyle out there is giving you a shout out there. So yeah, I don't. What more did you need? I know he's a teammate out there. Are you getting everything you need to keep up with what's going on?
Well, I can tell you this: we don't discuss setups now. I use Ryko, and he doesn't. So, he doesn't have a clue, about what I'm running, and I don't know what he's running. So, um, you know, but it's like me and him were talking. He's just got this, this ability to drive a car to its fullest without wearing the tires out. I don't know how he does it, but it's impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. He puts on a clinic seems like every week he's out there for sure. But man, listen, we saw you guys kind of shuffling around there before the stage. Just one thing Brandon brought up, you guys were kind of trying some things out, trying the high line, trying the low line, seeing kind of what works out. But nobody really gravitated to the top lane like we kind of expected. What was keeping guys from being able to use that top lane, or did you know coming in that wasn't going to be an option?
Yeah, just this is where the rare occasion that iRacing emulates real racing. The high line is good for if you need to pass somebody, but it wears your tires out, gets them really hot, and then you gets real slick, and you've just got a mess. And Lord, I don't need a slippery car. I need it stuck to the ground. But on the bottom is just best for me. I seem to do better there than trying to run middle or even upper. I just stay on the bottom, and the tires looked great after a good full run, and I just wasn't going to mess with it. So that's how I ran it this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't mess with what's working. That's for sure. Tony, I'm sure you got something for him.
Well, congrats on your second. I really don't, because I was going to ask you the same question of why don't you have some of this magic your teammates got? I mean, he with a 10-second lead, you should at least be able to get 5 seconds out of that from him. But if you're
sense.
not, I mean, if you're not even getting that out of him, I don't know. So no other insight other than that. He's being a little secret squirrel, I guess. Maybe we're gonna have to ask him.
Well, I think they use different setup shots, to be fair. And we don't want to seem like we're picking you apart, Jeff, either.
No.
Everybody else out there is struggling to catch up with him too.
With this, he even said, "Hey, you want me to wreck?" I said, "No." I was like, "Hell no, I don't want it that way." I said, he's one of those rare talents, and you just can't explain it. He can't explain it, and he's just better than all of us. I mean, 15 wins, give me a break.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, well, shifting gears, going into Martinsville next week, you didn't quite get the win you needed, but you were tied coming into this race with Ben Tracy, and you were able to you gained a good bit on him on stage points. You gained a good bit on him on the race. So you go in there with a little bit of cushion in Martinsville. How comfortable are you going in there with maybe, let's say, a 15 to 18 point lead over the cutoff line? Do you go in there being a little conservative? Do you run like normal? What's the mindset going into Martinsville?
That's a good question. I can tell you I'll be on the conservative side. But who's got any kind of confidence going into Martinsville? I mean, it's just a tough place. I think the last time we raced there, we had 20 something cautions, and I'm not, I'm going to drive around and try not to think too much about it and try to do the best I can and stay out of the carnage. And hopefully if I do get in it, it won't be bad enough to take me out of the race. So I think that's the only way I can approach it. But I guarantee you, the car won't look as good at the end of the race as it will at the beginning.
Well, we hope for better luck for you for sure. Yeah, it can be kind of messy there, but listen, you go in there with a good, I guess a nice cushion, an okay cushion, I guess. But it is Martinsville. You never really know what happens. But again, a great run tonight, second place. You did what you did, what you need to do to kind of build that gap. But I'm going to hand you the mic, let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs, Mike Soros.
Well, I appreciate it. Definitely thank you guys in the booth, and I mean, and that's another thing. Do a great job in the booth. The video was excellent. I mean, it looks very clear, and you must have some high dollar equipment because it does look good. But definitely thank all the admins. Victory Fuel for sponsoring the Cup Series. I love having Victory Fuel on my car. Obviously, Doyle, he's my right-hand man, and I wouldn't race without him. I mean, even though we're not racing together, we're together, and he's been a great friend for a long, long time, and I'm glad to run his paints.
Well, we love having him in chat too. He had a few one-liners tonight. A couple things I haven't heard before. Something. What was it? Something about pantaloons and some chili in their briefs or something like that. So he's definitely keeping it lively in chat. Love having him, and loving having you in the league. So congratulations again, second place, and we'll see you next week at Martinsville.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Here's your second place finisher tonight. The 31 is Jeff Chandler. He's bringing that Victory Fuel on his car. He's not the only one. You know, you got Rich Coy out there. You got Jeff Chandler with the Victory Fuel. The Silver Surfer. And if he ever runs a different paint scheme, we're going to be lost, Tony.
Well, you know, I mean, if he runs gold or I don't know, we'll come up with another name for him because he's always.
Wait a minute, we already got
paints.
Gold. Brandon Fetterplace has gold locked up.
That's right. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see whatever he comes up with. But you know, I do that silver looks pretty sharp out there.
It does, but I'm not sure that the 01 of Nathan Biggert saw anybody out there. The 01 of Biggert comes home with another win here in the Full Throttle Sim Racing Victory Fuel Cup Series at Homestead. And Nathan, I think you were in a different zip code tonight. They were in Miami. I think you was down in the Keys.
Yeah, definitely. Just sailing, you know, out on the ocean. Smooth sailing.
Well,
No, it was a good night. Good, a lot of speed in the car. The plan from the beginning was kind of to try to help my teammate out as much as possible. You know, Jeff was trying to get into the final four. He had some guys he's battling with. And so basically I was just trying to, anyone that wanted to lead, I was going to push them and make them burn their stuff up. I didn't care if I was going to burn my stuff up as well. It was just, that was what I was going to do, trying to get them guys to burn their tires up so he could get them on the long run. And it definitely worked. The strategy worked, but for some reason I was just able to hold on to it. I must have been doing something right, just not overdriving, not oversteering. Ran fifth gear a lot. That was something I did different compared to what I ran all week, and it seemed to really help me on the long run. So definitely found a little trick there that helped and was able to hold on and just run away with it tonight. Great race. Great run by Jeff also. And everybody to keep it green tonight. Just an awesome run tonight by everybody.
Well, you said something key there that I just picked up on. You said that you were running anybody that up there that was run hard. I was wondering what was going on between you and the 48, because the 48, we know that he'll run up there and run hard and try to, you know, just run hard, run away, and then come back. You stayed with him, and it was kind of out of character. When he went by you, I noticed you closed right back up and you were racing with him. You guys raced side by side for, I don't know, 5-6 laps. It was crazy. But it was out of character. I was like, is he burning his stuff up? But that makes sense now when you said you were just going to run somebody hard if they ran up there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the plan. You know, I was pretty confident in getting into the finals here to bring it home to Phoenix and just trying to help my teammate. So it was definitely fun playing around with the 48. Yeah, definitely I wanted the inside, keep money outside, and just try to stay beside him as long as possible, make him try to overdrive a little bit. He didn't though. He did good at like just maintaining pace, and I had to overdrive to finally get in front of him. And same idea though. I was just trying to get him to chase me. And it worked, you know. He burned his stuff up and fell back. Jeff was able to get by him.
Yep, absolutely. Tony, I'm going to throw it to you.
Congratulations on another win. Yeah, another dominating night tonight. You know, we were kind of talking to Jeff too, and he was saying that you guys don't even, you know, teammates and all, you don't run different setups. Have you ever said, here, have the setup, try it out, see if he even likes it? I mean, do you help him in that regards at all?
No, we don't, because we tend to not always run the same set. And there's a lot of respect given to, you know, the guys that make the sets and the ones we buy them from. If you don't have a subscription with those guys, which I don't have one with who he gets his sets from, so we tend not to share them back and forth. But you know, just driving styles, just talking, making plans for strategy. You know, tonight was an option of pitting twice or pitting once, and just having a teammate to bounce things off of and try to learn from and try different things and help each other out. There's a lot you can do on a team that you can't do by yourself. And I really enjoy the atmosphere. I love running with Jeff, great guy, and gonna miss him because I was telling him I probably won't make it back for next season. I'm probably gonna take a break from the open setup stuff because it's getting a little too much for my wallet. But I've enjoyed the run I've had with him this season.
Yeah, well, we head into Martinsville. You lock yourself into the playoffs for the championship 4 at Phoenix. So going into Martinsville without anything to worry about, which, you talked about you had a little bit of a cushion anyway, so you had a good solid night. Going into Martinsville, though, anything can happen. It's pretty chaotic. Going in, nothing to worry about as you go into Phoenix. Is your focus on Martinsville, or is your focus already going to be turning towards Phoenix?
I would say I'm not too focused on Phoenix yet. I'm definitely gonna focus on Martinsville, man. I love the short track racing, so it's definitely the type of racing I enjoy. The hard battling, beating and banging a little bit out there. So it's definitely one I want to win. Obviously, it's not crucial to get it, but definitely gonna be battling hard out there and focusing on that until Phoenix comes along after that.
Well, congratulations once again on the win tonight here at Homestead-Miami, a clinic put on by the O1 of Nathan Biggert. Nathan, I'm going to hand you the mic, though. Let you do your shout-outs and sponsor plugs. The mic's yours.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to the broadcast, you guys, for doing it. Full Throttle Sim Racing, the league themselves, all the admins that do all the work for us. Just come out and have fun. Appreciate everything. All the drivers out there. FTSR has a great group, man, to go this many laps on this track and not have a caution. Everyone did a great job. A lot of respect shown to guys coming through with new tires or whatever the case. Really enjoy running with everybody out here. Give a shout out to the sponsor, Victory Fuel. Let's see, Fuego Autosports, Fuego Paints for the beautiful car. Joe Grojava bringing me into the league. My teammate, Jeff. Give a shout out to Brandon for getting third tonight. And all the fans out there watching. Number 1 fan, always watching. Love you, Mom.
All right, there's your winner tonight, the O1 of Nathan Biggert. And Nathan, before we let you go, I guess you bought stock in Victory Fuel at this point, right?
Yeah, this stuff's delicious, man. I gotta try the grape though. I still ain't got that yet, so I'm gonna be bugging him for some of that this time.
There you go. So the winner tonight, the O1 Nathan Biggert, takes home win number, I think somebody said 15. I don't know. I've lost count.
Something like that, yeah.
Tonight, Biggert does a great job, man. Dominating performance, ends up like 11 and a half seconds ahead of second place. He was, again, like I said, in a different zip code tonight. Yeah, usual performance.
That's almost lapping the field if he does it next week.
Well, that's true.
Throw that out there.
That's true. That's true. If we got green at Martinsville, though, it'll be kind of a shock to me because that car is kind of a handful at Martinsville. We saw it before. We had issues there. So, what are we expecting for Martinsville next week?
Well, we always talk about having the, how we like to promote green flag runs. Next week, I have a feeling we're probably gonna see a couple yellows with aside from the caution. It's going to be it's Martinsville. It's a short track. Tempers get hot. It's just going to be fun. I mean, we're going to have the dash. We got 2 guys, 2 open spots. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of fun getting down to the final race here of this next playoff.
Listen, if you stuck with us tonight and you were able to stick through the race, you're not going to want to, and even if you didn't, you're not going to want to miss next week. Martinsville is always an entertaining race. It's always fun to watch. It's always exciting. There's always something going on. We look forward to bringing it to you guys. And if you want to see some exciting racing, next week's when you want to tune in. It's a cutoff race for the round of 8. It's 2 races to go. It's the first race. It's the last race before the playoff race. There's so much going on. And some of these guys are just looking to get a win before the end of the season. So a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be very entertaining. Look forward to it. Join us next Monday night at 9 p.m. for Martinsville, the Martinsville 250 for the Victory Fuel Cup Series here on Full Throttle Television. But for Tony Solari and everybody at Full Throttle Television, Full Throttle Sim Racing, all the drivers out there, my name's Brody Hanna. Thanks for watching tonight. We'll see you next week at Martinsville.